Check, check. Check, check, check. Yo, can you hear the music that I was playing? I need to do a check on this music. Were you able to hear the music? Peace, y'all. And are you able to hear me?
You don't find that suspicious.
Yeah, you didn't
You
hear the
don't
music,
find that
right?
suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
Can you hear the sound effects? Always some bullshit. No music. Okay, okay. We gotta get to the bottom of that. All right, let's just do this. You can hear the sound effects? Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna just play I'm gonna play the video on my page just to give it an intro. You know what I mean? Give some intro music to this thingamajang. Give me 1 minute, 1 second, y'all. How y'all doing? Everybody good on this good old Memorial Day? Up in the gumbo. Yeah, that part. All right, let's go.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking the gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, poking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, sliding your land. Hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the minter. Blending the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door. Waving for force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning flooded the bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yet open the jungle. Coconut bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land, hopping the sprinters. Toward the underworld, popping the mentor. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still manage like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. Spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running up banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse we was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4 force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the benches, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting.
The hunger was biting. It was biting. Believe me when I tell you, the hunger was biting. Ha! Yeah, and I still managed like Rich Paul.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't.
To this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
That's right. All right now. So is everything good on the audios? I'm just making sure. Is everything good on the audio? Check 1, check 2, audio 1, audio 2. How we sounding up in this thing? How we sounding up in this thing right here? Okay. No doubt, no doubt. All right now. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays, episode 242. You are now rocking with the best guest. This is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. You dig? And I will be joined by no one but myself. You know what I'm talking about? Today, we are going to have an interesting conversation. I have put together a presentation to deal with some things that I see that's on the horizon. So we're going to chop up some game. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about some things and whatnot. But first and foremost, before we do anything, let's do the roll call. And let's see who is in the building tonight. All right. Pizza family. Do I listen to funk music? Nah, not really. Not like that. To be honest with you, I don't. I listen to jazz. I was at the Jazz Fest in Atlanta. Shout out to everybody that was out there. You know what I'm talking about? Listening to some good old jazz. But that wasn't the type of jazz that my father grew us up listening to. The shit that I heard at the Jazz Fest. No disrespect to the like the ski bops and everything. But that wasn't the type of jazz that we grew up. We grew up listening to that hardcore jazz. Did I hear the EP? I heard some music. I'm gonna hit you on the DM and we'll talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? We'll talk about it. Portland, Oregon in the building. Shout out to Portland. Shout out to the BX. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the BX. Shout out to Hampton, London, in it. Monaco. Oh, the sister across the pond, in it. Shout out to London in the building. I see you. Okay. Yeah. Talk black to me. Flagstaff. Peace to Flagstaff. Peace to California. Atlantic Ocean. Richmond. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Richmond. Kings County, Brooklyn, in Guyana. Wagwan. Cannonball, Adderley. I don't know, where's that at? Hemet, California. That's where Bobby's from. Dayton, Ohio in this thing. Shout out to Dayton, Ohio. Ohio, the land of the Giants. Okay, I guess I gotta come on earlier. You know what I'm talking about? So I could tap in with my London massive because it looks like we deep tonight. Shout out to the London, to the UK massive. All right. Jersey in the building, little Haiti, Florida up in this thing. Stop I say Charlotte, North Carolina, Collindale, wait a minute. Got Ethiopia up in this bitch. Ethiopia. Salute to you. I was watching Cleopatra on Netflix. How many people have the opportunity to watch that shit? Cleopatra. Y'all didn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe I wasn't. We'll talk about that. Palm Beach. All right. Shout out to Palm Beach. You know I'm talking about? Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Salute. All right. Salute. Shoot it in the booth with the yeah. I saw a video with the girl Scarlett where they had the mic hanging down and whatnot, like how people do that. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do the mic in the streets and everything. I like those type of videos. So yes, I will do that. Charlotte in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to Charlotte, Little Haiti and whatnot. South Carolina. Low country is what they call it, right? I ate some low country rice at the Jazz Fest. Shout out to y'all. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee. Hollywood, Corpus, and Canopy with Good Body. Is that an actual store or whatnot, or is that a podcast? Because I need some. I don't do the coffee, but I do need some cannabis. St. Louis up in this thing, Strong Island. But I do got some too. We could swap it out. Because if you got a cannabis store, we got packs. You know what I'm talking about? We got our own brand, our own strain and whatnot. Did Joe Budden really play Bobby in this podcast? I think so. That was the clip that I saw. London, Nottingham. We call it Notting Veg, Birmingham Veg, and Notting Veg. We came over there in 2019 and renamed those cities. Just FYI. You know what I'm talking about? Because we don't do the ham. Pause. Panama City, Florida. Detroit in the building. Shout out to Detroit. I was in Detroit. Like in case y'all wasn't tapped in with us, I was in Detroit last Friday. Beautiful city. Shout out to my brother Filthy Rockwell. He took us over to his store over there in the art district. Detroit is beautiful. I love Detroit. I'm gonna do a Detroit and Chicago comparison. They're somewhat close to each other. It's like New York and DC, 4 hours from each other, but they're drastically different. You know what I'm talking about? They're drastically different. But in some ways they're the same. You know what I mean? I both cities, I had that feeling, I still held, it gave me that old soulful black feeling. But I just want to compare the two one day. Yeah, what Meek Mill is beefing with Drama about. I didn't catch that. Play that Mimosa song. I might do that at the end. I'm talking about Wildwood. Oh my goodness. Pause. God damn. Wildwood. Oh, you're a wild boy just for moving there. Wildwood, huh? Pausington. Damn. Ha. That's crazy. Philly in the building. Shout out to Philly in the building. Toronto, T-Dot. You know I'm talking about? T-Dot. You sure about Detroit? Detroit is being rebuilt. Detroit is, like you said, a melanin enclave. Detroit is beautiful in terms of, the energy and everything. It was 7 years prior that I was out there, I believe. Then I came out. This is 2023. The last time I was out there was 2017. No, I think it was 16. So, I didn't drive through the whole damn city, but from what I saw, things were being built up and shit like that. I think Detroit is basically owned by Asians, though. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they went and snatched that shit right from under y'all. Huh. How about that? They had a whole conference out there with Asians plotting on what they're gonna do with the property and shit. They already own it. Seattle in the building. So yeah, I got love for Detroit. I just don't think that y'all own that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But salute to everybody that's out there. New Era Detroit, Zeke and them. You know what I'm talking about? 90s Cafe. Yeah, shout out to y'all city. You know what I mean? Okay, so I was in a Sprinter riding through a Minter, right? Which is Chicago. We was in a Sprinter. We had the surround sound, and they was playing Late Registration from Ye, and they were playing Graduation. And I never listened to Kanye in Detroit. That's like coming to Harlem and playing Dipset. Pittsburgh. Brett. I did not play no damn Eminem in Chicago. I don't even feel Eminem-ish in Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? I mean in Detroit. I didn't feel I played Peasy. What's that nigga name? What's the dude? I think I played Peasy in Detroit and felt more. I played some Babyface Ray. I didn't feel like playing. I was playing Motown in Detroit. We was playing old school in Detroit. But nah, we didn't play no Jay Dilla, unfortunately. But like I said, I went to my bro, it's a brother by the name of Filthy Rockwell, who owns a store. He was playing his beats, and he has like a Dilla sound. You know what I mean? We got as close to Dilla by listening to this brother's instrumentals and whatnot. You feel me? Yeah. No Big Sean. No. Yeah, I wanted a nigga to come and play the whole catalog of all of the Statesmans and whatnot. It wasn't that serious, you know what I'm saying? But in Chicago, we played some Pole Pimp. I was riding with Chicago Crypto. I believe we was listening to some Do or Die. You know what I'm talking about? Pole Pimp. And when I was in a Sprinter with Keys and them, we was rocking out to Ye. The shit hit differently in Chicago. Like I said, it's almost like going to Bed-Stuy and playing Reasonable Doubt, right? Not nothing else from Jay-Z's catalog, because that's not the Bed-Stuy sound. Reasonable Doubt, the first album, is specifically Dead Presidents. Go through Nostrand Avenue, go all the way from Marcy, all the way down Nostrand until you hit Crown Heights. You're gonna get the feeling, my brother, and then play some Biggie and whatnot over in Clinton Hills and riding down Fulton. You're gonna feel real. I mean, I don't know about, you got to go in the trenches because everything is kind of gentrified, but you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna tap in. You know what I'm talking about? So we were playing Ye, and we were riding through Lakeshore Drive, and I like I said. You know, if I lived in Chicago, I would hire a PR team to help fix the motherfucking the reputation of my city, because I'm not finna be living in a beautiful city like that and everybody portrays my city to be some goddamn hellhole where people is out here clapping each other up. Literally, I thought that it was gonna be, you know, and this is no disrespect to Detroit and whatnot, but I thought that the real estate was gonna look worse than Detroit. And I know that people from Detroit gonna try to kill me and whatnot, but you know, I'm not even taking no shots because you have a beautiful city and whatnot. I just thought that Chicago had that kind of energy, you know what I mean, where the real estate was bad. The real estate in Chicago is top tier. Maybe not in all of the hoods and whatnot, but it's like going to New York and you never really been to New York like that. You just listen to mixtapes. You kind of waiting to see niggas getting shot while you waiting for the stoplight. You know what I mean? Like you're under the impression that you're going to see, you know, acts of violence all around you. And you are. New York to me is 10 times wilder than Chicago. I don't know what I guess it goes down at night in different areas, but New York is crazier all day. It don't matter if you in Central Park, because I was around the white folk. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. You know what I mean? And we went to the hood. You know what I mean? We paid our homage. We gave them our minutes and whatnot. You know, you got to give the hood some minutes out of your life just to say that you did that. Yeah, go down Lennox playing Cam's first album. You don't talk about. We'll go down, go by Mark 125 playing Cameron and Mace Horse and Carriage, nigga. You get the feeling of the city that you in. So in Chicago, if I would have played too much Chief Keef, I would have probably seen that Chief Keef type of shit, and I really didn't want to see none of that. I was playing the new Dirk. You know what I'm talking about? All my life. Hold on, you need it.
They try to take me down.
That's my shit right there. This nigga Dirk, nigga. Dirk, nigga. We riding with Dirk. We on we on Team Dirk, nigga. What you talking about? We on Team Dirk, baby. playing Common and shit. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. You got to play Hell Up in Harlem when you hitting Harlem. Across 110th Street. I could imagine how that shit sounded on Dope back in the days. That's why, you know what I mean? They was making music that went along with that horse. You know what I'm talking about? They had soundtracks to that Dope, the Dope Fiend. That was Dope Fiend music. Across 110th Street. But if I was playing all of that drill music, then we probably would have been summoning the fucking the spirit of King Von coming off of the lakes and whatnot. I didn't want that. Yeah, you got to play Gil Scott Heron while you on some Heron, while you on some lean in Harlem. I'm just saying that, you know, that's for the people to do shit like that. You should have played College Dropout or My Dark Twisted Fantasy Red. I mean, I'll be back. You know what I mean? We everything is in moderation and whatnot. That was just the beginning. But it hit differently. It sounded acoustically, you know, in alignment. You know what I mean? The people that I was looking outside at in the Sprinter, these young melanated men and women, they looked of high quality. They looked like they was about something in their life. Not to say that people don't look like they're about something, but the narrative and the story that they try to sell us, the story arc of Chicago, what they call Chirac, is all you niggas is on demon times. Y'all all gremlins. You know what I mean? It would make me not want to befriend somebody from Chicago because I'm like, y'all is about too much drama. Niggas get shot too much. And, you know, you might try to set me up for my grill. You know what I'm talking about? You know? So I respect Chicago. I respect what the type of individuals, all the way from the street dudes, all the way up to the young intellectual brothers and sisters like a Common, like a Ye and a Rhyme Fest. You know, I respect the poets, J.I.V. I respect the poetry that comes from that city and whatnot, and being and touching the cement and whatnot, spending a few days out there. I got to soak up the energy of the Chi. It's very, you know, don't fall for the propaganda. You know what I'm talking about? Just get the fucking map and block off the GPS, Google map. They should be a thing where you could block off all of the at-risk areas. Like, because I was ordering Ubers and them niggas was not coming. You know what I'm talking about? They wasn't trying to come and pick me up. Did Nas bring back New York when he dropped Illmatic? Honestly, he dropped the day before Ready to Die in the boroughs. Besides, no. Nas dropped in 91, right? Ready to Die was going up against Wu-Tang. And Jay-Z dropped. He didn't get his shit off the ground until later. Nobody who's from New York that remembers that. It wasn't Biggie always had the wave. Jay-Z, the Reasonable Doubt went platinum later on because niggas took a while to catch on to him. Okay, that's what happened. It was Jay-Z that took a while to take off. It wasn't Biggie. Biggie was going up against Wu-Tang. They had drama with the Wu. You know what I'm talking about? And Nas, your reign on the top was short like leprechauns, so-called thugs, willies, and rapper dons. Yeah, him and Nas had like a private little something going on, but they wasn't publicly beefing, you know. Yeah, just look, that's the same thing in New York. Stay the fuck out the trenches. Stay the hell out the trench. You don't have no business in the New York trenches. If you need some trees and whatnot, you better go get it from somewhere that's safe. You know, but the way New York is right now is not, they drilling everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? At least in Chicago, y'all are segregated. The bullshit it's in a segmented area. It's in a segregated area, to my understanding. You know, white people is not getting caught in drive-bys because they're not in the hood with y'all. In New York, that shit different. You could go on the worst block in Brownsville, nigga. It's some white folk out there walking the fucking poodle, bro. They've integrated in every single segment. They running through Harlem mad deep. They took over Brooklyn. They just starting to come up in the Bronx like that. These white folks, nigga, you can see them in the Scarlet video. Like they're outside, bro. They're outside. They in Central Park. They in Prospect Park. Nigga, they're in the motherfucking. They're in the basketball park. They outside. You know, they outside. And they don't talk to us. You got to start talking to them, and then they'll get. You know, you'll see a little bit of fragility in them. But some of them, they'll start kicking it. You know what I mean? Because these are the children who grew up on hip hop, a different generation. We talking 30 and under. They fuck that. The 45 and under, because they even got to they got some swag with them and whatnot. They're not intimidated. They're not swayed. Yeah, they're very rude. Yeah, you know, but they'll say the same thing about us. They not intimidated. They not swayed. They'll have conversations. It might not be on the same frequency of shit that you like talking about, but apparently they saying something because the swirl is deep in New York. Sisters, am I lying? Y'all out there like Cleopatra and Mark Anthony, mad. Yeah. So let's get into that. So I was hearing all of this controversy about Cleopatra, this, Cleopatra, that. You know, I have a very busy schedule, so I don't really get to see a lot of stuff on TV. I don't really watch TV, and the only time I'm really able to watch TV is when, you know, I could put some time aside for me and my Wiz, to just, you know, catch a little Netflix and whatnot. So I finally got to see Cleopatra, all 4 parts of it. And I must say that she was out here swirling like a motherfucker. God damn. God damn. If she would have kept her motherfucking legs closed, we still probably would have had Kemet and not Egypt, my niggas. She the reason why that whole shit fell. How about that? The fuck? I mean, goddamn. She was definitely bopping. She was crowd surfing through Rome, my niggas. They was passing her around like a hookah. Come on, sis. Goddamn. Like, if I had a Cleopatra tattoo, I would have got that shit removed tomorrow. What the fuck? Yeah, she was the Thanos of swirling. She was. Damn, I thought y'all niggas was out here hating on the Moors and whatnot. Y'all was out there hating on the Moors until Cleopatra dropped, man. It's fucking crickets.
Find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
They didn't teach us all.
You don't find that suspicious.
They glossed over her story when we was in college and in high school and shit like that. They didn't give into the details. Jada Pinkett did it in the documentary. God damn it. Her whole story should be renamed when swirling going bad. She tried to finesse these niggas and it didn't work. You know what I'm talking about? She tried to finesse the Romans and it didn't work. It did not work, bro. Nah, that shit didn't work. You know what I'm talking about? They checkmated her ass. You feel me? They checkmated her. And then she lost the whole kingdom because of her fuckery. You know what I'm talking about? So that was the beginning of the swirl going bad campaign, and it's been going bad ever since. You know what I'm talking about? It's definitely been going bad ever since. And there's a whole new bunch of Cleopatras in New York and Atlanta and other places trying to recreate the stupid shit that she tried to do with fucking Caesar and Mark Anthony. And I'm here to let you know that shit won't work. You're always going to have opposition. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she is the first Pocahontas. They caught that nigga in the shower. They shanked him like he was in the yard and whatnot. I didn't even know it was over the WAP. You know what I'm talking about? It was over fucking Cleopatra because she was out there running her mouth. Know your fucking role when you come to Rome, sis. You know what I'm talking about? Know your fucking role. You sitting amongst these other niggas who they not feeling that woman empowerment shit. You should have just chilled. But here you go. You want to run your motherfucking mouth and them niggas went and shanked your man in the yard and whatnot, and then went after your ass, and then you had to go on the run and shit like that, and then you pop back out with his fucking with the help with his homie and whatnot, thinking that you doing something, and they handled you, and the sad part about it is that her children had to bear the brunt of that. The children had to. I don't even want to listen to Patra nor Miss Cleo. You know what I'm talking about? Nor Miss Cleo. Have I seen the drill music with the iPhone? That shit was lit. that's one of the it was giving me trauma too, watching Rikers Island I was getting Rikers Island flashbacks and whatnot. But that was the video of the year right there. Niggas shot a whole video on the island and whatnot off the iPhone, and it was lit. They was thumping in there, bro. Every fucking clip, they was getting it in. They was getting it in. You know what I mean? So, man. Y'all be careful out there, sisters, trying to play that power game. That shit I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all gonna come out on the top. You know what I'm saying? You might think that you slick like Cleopatra, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, she was in a rolled up carpet. Yeah, that's propaganda. That's propaganda. Gold or crypto? Oh, what is that? A trick question? I would say crypto. Gold is secure and everything, but the gold is not going to grow like crypto. You know what I'm talking about? If you're trying to double and triple and quadruple, if you want your wallet to go parabolic, I would say half and half. But I would put my money on motherfucking Bitcoin because it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. And Ethereum. Those things are not really going nowhere. And I would pay attention to the presidential situation that's going down. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight with the 2023 culture wars, who prominently feature, the Republican presidential candidate, you know what I mean? Ron DeSantis, you know what I'm talking about? He's coming into the limelight. So we're going to touch on him tonight. I'm going to touch on him tonight. Do I have any more information about Ye? I'm doing my deep dive. I'm sending out my feelers and whatnot. I will get back to you about information on Kanye. That video that I put up is going viral and whatnot. The shit is at like 12,000 right now. I threw it up yesterday. It's on my page on the YouTube. And I'm just asking a question. I'm not one of these niggas that's like, yo, he definitely got cloned. I'm just rhetorically asking the question, did my guy get cloned and whatnot? Because literally we forgot about this nigga, and now he's popping back up looking a little bit differently. I know he gained a little bit of weight and whatnot, but mine looks different a little bit, son. You know what I mean? Niggas wearing socks and shoulder pads, it's fam. We got to talk about it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him some attention. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna give him some attention, and I'm gonna do a little bit of deep digging, and we'll see what we could pull up on him. You know what I mean? We could see what we could pull up on him and whatnot. If y'all got any information that can assist in this investigation, please send it my way. What are my thoughts on getting a cold hardware wallet? Yeah, hell yeah. Hell to the mother. Hell yeah. Nigga, do a bird fly. You feel me? Do a snake slither. Don't leave your crypto on none of these platforms. Nobody is safe. Don't put it on no platform. I don't give a fuck if you got $5 worth of crypto. Put that shit on an external. You know what I mean? And if you have a safe and whatnot, throw that bad boy in the safe. Get you a safe. You know what I mean? Protect your wallet. Okay? Protect your wallet. Less attention on the stars below. Please, beloved, don't tell me what to put my attention on. You know what I'm talking about? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, because you don't even know how much attention I'm giving to both, because it is as above, so below. You know what I'm talking about? So, we could speak, we could talk about what we want to talk about, and it's not going to affect anybody, you know. But the stars above, in my humble opinion, and I could bring Ra Aku on the show. Do y'all want Ra Aku, the Cosmo physician, on this show? Because I would love to show and prove how the cosmos above is affecting the cosmos below. As above, so below. So even if we pay attention to the stars above, how do we know the effects of it if we're not paying attention to the stars below? What's your measurement? Because yeah, this planet conjuncted that planet, but I want to see the behavior of who it affects on this planet, so I know that that shit is in effect. Or I could pay attention to the movements of people, of the stars that are on the lower stars, how they're acting, and then I could tie it in to the precession of the equinox and how the stars are moving above. Everything is tied together. Everything is tied together. I had a very long quote unquote session with Ra Aku about 2 weeks ago. The brother is extremely sharp with his shit. His sword is even sharper. If you are not aware of it, Ra Aku is KTL alumni. He goes all the way back to KTL radio with us, 2009 and 10 and 11. The legend. So I do feel like it's time for him to come back, because he has his skill set is a toolbox, right? For whatever student is out there that's ready to basically his toolbox and the skill sets that he is able to give you as a student, that shit right there will arm you in life. You could go anywhere. You could go to El Segundo. You could go to Iran. You could go to Iraq. You could go to Bahamas. You could go to Venus. That skill set of being able to read the stars, it will never go anywhere. You'll never be out of work. You'll never be out of quote unquote, it won't expire. This is an applicable science. So I'll give him the call. If y'all want to see the God pull up and whatnot, and we could chop it up, I'll reach out and bring the God and bring him on the platform and whatnot, because y'all told me to bring Chicago Crypto, right? Who was in class this Sunday with Chicago Crypto Block Bully yesterday? Please, if you was in the class, please raise your hand. This bro came through and was dropping the most on us, bro. He was giving up the illest methods on how to flip that mother effing fiat. You know what I'm talking about? This right here. Yeah, let me see where it's at. The brother is, yeah, he's spazzing and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? He's definitely spazzing. Shout out to Chicago, you know what I mean? Block Bully, Solid Gold Sundays, Precious Metals, Crypto Wealth Building. Join us each and every Sunday for weekly classes with the legendary Chicago Crypto Red Pill Patreon exclusive. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he came in and he showed his ass. You know what I'm talking about? If you are in those classes, you don't have you should be fully equipped with the power to basically take this fiat and turn this shit into gold. You know what I mean? Literally gold. And he's showing you the processes on how to take out loans. You could become your own bank. Did they record it? Did a bee pollinate a flower today? Does a mosquito suck blood? Yeah, of course they recorded it. It's on Patreon. It's on Patreon. You don't talk about? It's on Patreon. We are actually in week 3 of his 4-week courses. So next week is going to be his last week, and he's going to be delivering some powerful information. And at the end of the class, we have a special announcement that we're going to make for our students and whatnot to help level them up with a process that we put together. So, yeah, man, I'm up for any of y'all. I'm up for the audience, because the audience is truly, the lifeblood of these shows that I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like I literally take the advice from y'all as to how about what y'all want to see. A state of hip hop episode with Blue and Cambada would be fire. Okay. I'll reach out. Shout out to Cambada. He is a new father. Shout out to Bashir, aka Ampu. He is also a new father. You see what Baba Red Pill is out here doing? I'm out here turning my homies into fathers. They'll tell you. I'm up the Happy Daddy Club. What do? I tell niggas that don't have no seeds, what the fuck is you doing? How old are you again? What's popping? Like your shit work? All right. Where's the children at? Where's the child? Nigga, like they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna have a child. I don't know. I'm working and whatnot. Nigga, you doing what? Don't stop running around sounding like Oprah, nigga. You're doing what? You better have a fucking seed, my nigga. Like you better become a man. Sound like a fucking feminist, nigga. You better become a man up in this bitch. Pardon my French. I know that there's children out there. Excuse me, little ones. But you better become you better boss up, brother. You know, I had to tell Blue that. You know, my other brother, KT, he got 5. You know, where's the children? We got to repopulate this planet. God damn it. We don't got no time to waste, especially those of us that are geniuses. You better recreate yourself. You better recreate yourself before it's too late. You better stop playing with your bloodline. You became a father on the 21st. You a legend. Let me tell you something. As rewarding as it is as challenging as it is. You know what I mean? Rightfully so. It ain't no walk in the park. And it's even more challenging on a mama. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta, you know, shit. The mother she carried the brunt of that thing. You know what I mean? I admire y'all for the power that y'all have, for the determination, for the patience. Y'all something else. We can't do what you do. We cannot do what you do. To be honest with you, I don't know if any man has ever told y'all this, but we look at y'all in awe and amazement for the things that y'all are able to do with these babies. You understand? And, you know, if the man is not a jealous man, he falls in love with you even more when he sees the unconditional love that the child has for you, because the child is going to gravitate to the mother and show her unconditional love that we wish that we can have. Okay, love that we wish that we can receive. That's what you give the child, and the child gives it to you and whatnot, and it warms our hearts. Okay, but of course we live in this society that's so backwards, so quote unquote misaligned and whatnot. Some of us have, you know, our foundations and whatnot are not fully cemented and whatnot because of childhood trauma and other little factors and whatnot. So this child rearing thing that we're all collectively doing, yeah, it's like a juggling act. It's like a juggling act. Okay. However, the shit works itself out. Okay, it works itself out. You just have to be very faithful, and you have to stay in the frequency of love. You know what I mean? People bump heads all of the times, but nothing hurts my heart the more than when I see a sister, you know, and you could tell that there's a newborn. You could tell the baby just came out. You know, you could tell the baby not even 1 year old, and she got to walk the streets by herself, bro. You know what I'm talking about? She got to walk the streets, pushing this baby carriage, struggling to get on the IRT, struggling to get on the train, struggling to get on the bus, struggling to get in the Uber. You know what I mean? Struggling inside of Kroger's and whatnot. And it's like the dude is nowhere to be found. Man, love and light to them babies, man. Love and light to them little ones, man. Love and light to the future. You know what I mean? Because these babies that are coming in are different. And I don't just say that just to say it, just to sound off highfalutin, fake deep and whatnot. They are very different. They have something with them that I'm still trying to figure out. What the hell is about? It was so different. What is it? I'm trying to put my finger on it. But they different. They didn't come to play. They look right through you. They could pierce your soul with their eyes. Yeah. So they even get me a little more serious on my serious shit. Like, you know what? I'm going harder, bro. Straight like that. I'm going harder because I can't stare these little children in the eye years from now down the line and they ask me, what did you do for us? You feel me? What did you set up for us? What did you leave behind for us? You feel me? And I'm like, I don't know. You know, some sneakers. You know what I mean? I left some Nikes behind, some Jordans and shit. They're in a box, nigga. They're not trying to hear that shit. They're not trying to hear that. The dudes are pumped up to spread their seed ignorantly. Yeah, I mean, niggas is trained to go to sleep in the box. You know what I'm talking about? No pullout gang and shit like that. And then they tell y'all to take a plan B. And then y'all, you know, y'all ghost a nigga and pop up pregnant. You know, not y'all in particular. But these are some of the scenarios going on. You know what I mean? Shorty is like, leave it in. And, you know, these children and whatnot, they don't even know what the fuck is going on. You know? So, yes. There's a lot of quote unquote at the lower levels. Yeah, it's borderline childish. There's some childish shit going on. Like, you know, they're not developing. Even when I was younger, we started early and whatnot, 13, 14, you know, niggas used to run trains and hooky parties and we was wilding. You know what I mean? That was the beginning of the 40 ounce. These niggas is drinking midnight and fucking, you know what I mean? They drink a Douce at the hooky parties now. They drink a fucking Pat and Ron and whatnot. We was on Mad Dog and 40 ounces. We was drinking Cisco. You know what I'm talking about? We was imagine taking a whole Cisco to the face. The peach one, niggas was lit. Yeah, that's when your nose starts sweating. There was a lot of sugar in your system. You know what I mean? We was getting shit faced, and we still knew. You don't you know what I'm saying? You don't leave the plug in the socket, brother. With all of that, we was smoking weed with seeds in it, nigga. That was popping when you smoke it. This shit sound like a firecracker. And yeah, E and J, niggas had the crooked eye. We was listening to fucking to the Biggie freestyle, drinking the St. Oz, listening to some Snoop Dogg, Murder Was the Case. All of that, and we still knew, take it out, nigga. This new generation, they on pills, nigga. They drink it, they on perk 30s, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They in the box for like 8 hours on a perk 30. You feel me? And some of these niggas is on lean. They bellies is looking. They got more. They looking like they in their third term and whatnot. Niggas got Gucci Man bellies and whatnot, and they on lean, half dead, and then they having seeds and whatnot. And that's not what's up. Yeah, that's not what's up. Your seed ain't gonna come out. He not. You know what I'm saying? You compromising the future. You know what I mean? You compromising the future, and you niggas is. You deep in the lower rungs of Kali Kali Yuga when you on them drugs, nigga. You're deep in, you pulling the demon seed, nigga, because you was on demon side, you was on demon time when you was fucking with shorty to look like Scarlet. Y'all was listening to This Is New York, get the fuck out New York. You was listening to some DMX, you was listening to the Scarlet mixtape. You know what I mean? While you was on some lean and some perkies, you know what I'm talking about? And a little bit of Xannies, and you probably had mixed with some fentanyl, and then you procreate. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's a recipe for disaster. So these are some different babies being born. Okay. These some different babies being born. Okay. Let's be clear. It's not the same as the shit that we was on. We started it. We kind of we created but they took it a bit further. They took it a bit further. Imagine your baby listening to Young Thug in the womb. Why the whole fucking YSL gang. Nigga, Woody YSL Woody, nigga, and listening to fucking Yak Gotti, nigga. The baby Fenty, nigga. Niggas giving birth to baby Fenty. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Baby mama listening to Yak Gotti. Why she tooting lines, nigga? Like, let's not get into this younger generation, because I could do a whole show on how crazy they shit be is. But yeah, man, for the mothers that are out there thugging it, you know what I mean? For the people, yeah, they taking the fucking honey packs. They taking the red ant pills, you know, the big shit red ant from the corner store, my nigga, while they drinking the goddamn Arizona on the way to beat up the box. Yeah, man. And they smoking GMO Zaza. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that part. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. No wonder NBA young boy is doing the numbers that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That's strike gremlin. Them gas station pills, shits is causing heart attacks. You know what I mean? Them shit's causing heart attacks, bro. I don't even know what's in them pills. You feel me? Yeah, you see? Okay, yeah. How, Kara, do you mind? What year were you born? What's your generation? You know what I mean? Yeah, but the babies love Thugger. Let's be clear. Like I said before, when it comes to my son, I know what music is gonna pop, because when I play it, he just starts spinning and whatnot. His eyes roll up and he'll just start spinning. He don't get dizzy. You should see this shit. It's very interesting. I'm gonna put the video out one day. This nigga just starts spinning and whatnot. That's a possession. You know what I mean? I you know, he started doing that to Kodak Black. So we know that that's a possession, right? So so the babies know. There's something that they hear. It's like a fucking dog whistle. They hear some shit that the average child don't hear. They hear some shit that the adults is not hearing. You know what I mean? They hear some shit that the adults not hearing. You know? Yes, Andrea. Salute to you. Salute to you. And you know what you was going through. I always told you when we politicked that I was putting that energy out for you. And you know, and I knew that you was gonna be good. I knew that you was gonna be good. So shout out to you. And you know, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, and let that situation, you know, never let that shit be the deterrent to never be in that position again. You know, your 5-year-old will bust down 25 push-ups nonstop. Word. Look, we had a play date the other day in the park and whatnot, and my son saw Rich had his son Sirius, and I had Omari, and they was playing, you know, they doing their thing, running and shit, having fun. Then Rich started doing some push-ups, and my son started doing push-ups right with him. I'm like, look at this little nigga. We didn't have to tell him nothing. He just see push-ups. He want to get active. You know what I mean? So these children, contrary to popular belief, based off of my observation, I'm like, what the fuck is this argument about children being confused? Because all of the children that I know, they know who the hell they are. What segment of the world are you niggas allowing somebody to convince you that children is growing up at 1, 2, and 3 and they don't know who they are, bro? Where the fuck did that come from? Who's pushing that narrative? Who's promoting shit like that? Because the children from out the womb, you come on, fam. They know these babies are fully aware. The self-awareness in these children is on 100 right now. The girls are very girly. They know who the hell they are as a girl. And we talking about if these children we talking about without trauma. We talking about before they get exposed to technology and whatnot. We talking about before they get motherfucking manipulated and whatnot by adults. You know what I mean? We talking about shit like we talking about them naturally. How dare they start this fake ass movement where at birth on a birth certificate you could put an X and whatnot, like your child is non-binary and they got a fucking Woody and whatnot. Come on, man. I'm not going for that because you know Wu-Tang love the kids. And I don't know, once y'all start crossing that line and start fucking with the kids, then it's time for us to step up and say something. I will not be silent. I will not be silent. I will not sit back like some bird-ass parents and whatnot and let these people walk all over us while I fake smile and whatnot because I'm a fake-ass go along, get along. I'm not built like that. You know what I mean? I'm not built like that. I'm not cut from that. My mama didn't raise me like that. So I ain't on that time. You find somebody else. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit back and let them bamboozle people who are intimidated, right? Intimidated, right? By shit like, oh, I can't say nothing because of my job, or I can't say nothing because of my family, or I can't say nothing because my friends, you know, they got broken wrists and whatnot. Well, fuck that. I'm going to say something for you then. You know what I'm talking about? Because you might not have the testicular fortitude to stand the fuck up. You don't got the backbone, but I get it. I'm going to say something. Let these children be children, bro. Stop playing with our children. Straight like that. I'm not, this shit is going to come to a head. It's going to come to a head. So today, I put a post up and I said, kudos to all of them rednecks fucking up Target for targeting the children, and shame on you docile, go along, get along, scared to death black folks who don't stand for shit attached to a moral compass. Y'all niggas is trash and y'all puppets to the all anti-life agendas.
Suspicious.
To this day.
You
All
don't
of y'all.
find that
To this
suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
All y'all.
You don't.
Y'all puppets. You've lost your way. You never was like that. You've become cannon fodder. You know what I'm talking about? You become cannon fodder. You have become you've become you don't even have a mind for yourself right now. You don't even know what to think. These people are playing mind games with our people, bro. Sitting back and let shit like this happen, and then we gotta allow. We're gonna put the how dare the rednecks get in front of us when it comes to morality, huh? Now you know we falling as a people when the rednecks have to step up and be the fucking voice of reason. We've become what we despise the most. And what we despised the most was confusion. What we despised the most was abusing. What we despise the most is people taking advantage. We despise ignorance. We despise lower level shit. What our grandparents, the reason why we was getting hit with them fucking switches, they wasn't hitting us with a switch to make us more ignorant. They wasn't hitting us with a switch and be like, nah, I need you to curse more. I need you to curse these adults out. I need you to talk. No, they was like, children should stay in a fucking children's place. You should be seen and not heard, right? Stay out of grown folk business. That's what they was hitting us with the switch to straighten us the fuck up. Don't forget that. People's grandparents and great-grandparents, the grandparents of today, you niggas is different. Okay? You niggas is different. Y'all not the grandparents of yesterday. I don't know what the hell went wrong, but the grandparents of yesterday were rearing us even though we might be like, oh, they were hitting us. They were doing the white man's job. Then shut the fuck up. You know what I'm talking about? They needed to hit your ass because you was hard-headed. You was hard-headed. They had to keep your ass in line because you was hard-headed. And we see that shit didn't help. Motherfuckers went off the deep end any damn way. They said grandma's got BB. We call them grandmas. They not even grandmas. They grandmas. You know what I mean? They grandmas. They bouncing back from the 20 years that they lost in the 80s and whatnot. No judgment. But what the fuck? Somebody in wanting to be down so bad like Brandy and them, you lost your way. You know what I'm talking about? You lost your way. You trying to dance with the devil and whatnot. You don't got the feet for that. You don't got the footwork for that. You don't even understand the system, but you want to be a part of it. You don't even understand the Democrats, but you want to be a fucking Democrat donor. You don't even understand how wicked these people are, and you gave them all of you went up in a system, into their doctors, you went into their medical institutions, you let them examine on you. You was like, oh, I'll donate my organs. What do you want? My fucking, my kidney, my heart? Okay, no problem. You want my eyeballs? You know what I mean? You were hoodwinked and bamboozled. You were hoodwinked and bamboozled by a system, a social engineering system that while you were asleep, these people, these evil geniuses were doing everything in their power to continue to put your ass under a stupor spell. So they did it through the food, through the chemicals in the food and whatnot. You know what I mean? Niggas' grandparents wasn't reading the back of the box, didn't even know what the fuck processed food was, although they were not raised on processed foods, although they were not raised on fucking vegetables in a box and a can and whatnot. That's not how they was raised. That was not how they wasn't even in supermarkets when they was children. So they bamboozled us with the food. They bamboozled us through the media and whatnot. They bamboozled us through the music and whatnot. They bamboozled us through all of their institutions like corporate America, the public education system, the medical institutions and whatnot, putting grown folks on fucking cocktails. I watched these people. Now y'all about to feel the wrath. I watched these people for 10 years destroy my grandmother in front of my face, bro. And I couldn't do anything about it. That shit, I'm still traumatized from that, right? Because of a medical malpractice of a hip replacement, right? They basically killed my grandmother in a span of 10 years. They slowly destroyed her and had her on. They mixed up her medication. I don't mean to put my family business out there like that. You feel me? Because it's nobody's business and whatnot, but I feel compelled to share, right? They had her on psychotropic medicines and destroyed her, bro. This was one of the most sweetest women in the world. They had me some days on my John Q shit. I was ready to put it all on the line. Not to mention the abuse that our elders have to go through in these quote unquote old folk homes with these motherfucking the RNs. And most of them don't be from America, and I'm not taking no shots and whatnot. My grandmother, she's Crucian. She's from the Virgin Islands. But them Jamaican and them Haitian RNs, there's some evil motherfuckers, yo. Them are some evil motherfuckers, yo. And I seen it with my own eyes. It's my grandmother. You only get two. So I'm like, nah, there's some shit going down that we need to talk about. So I want to catch y'all up to date about what's going on with the Target and the rednecks in case people are not familiar with it. Because, you know, everybody don't be familiar with what's going on in the media. That's why I'm here. I'm here to share. You know, that's what the fuck Melanin Monday and all of this shit is for. To like, you know, we here to show and prove and to teach and to hip you to some things that you may not be aware of because you live in your best life and doing what you're doing. I'm just giving you some awareness and some context, right? As to what's going on, the climate in America right now. So we talked about the culture wars on this show prior to today. We talked about what was about to go down in 2024 in the presidential campaign, and we labeled it the shit show, right? We said the shit show is going down and we don't want no parts of it, right? So we're going to mind our business and whatnot on this platform, and we're going to really just focus on what needs to be focused on. Henceforth, that's when we got into the AI. That's when we got into some other things like precious metals, basically focusing on the bag and whatnot, and basically focusing on the technology and things of that nature, because it was like, I'm not fucking with politics, because politics is a shit show and politics is a quagmire. And near one of us, we not Democrats, we not Republicans. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I don't plan on being one. Right. So I'm like, you know what? This shit is a losing battle. It's a theater. It's called the theater of politics. So we're gonna interface with the theater of politics. You know, shit. You get your popcorn, because it's a show. That's what it is. It's nothing less, nothing more. It's a show. But if you're gonna be a part of the show, you need to understand and read the show billing and whatnot, and understand who the players are in the show. And we need to understand the program, because all theater shows, all shows have programs. So the program, the most domineering program in this new theater production called the 2024 presidential candidate race, is what is called the culture wars. Okay. So the culture wars are it's being shaped by, it's a bipartisan conflict, right? From the left and the right. Okay. So the left will be the liberals, right? Or the Democrats, who happen to be anti-life, right? This is where they are in their quote unquote political stance. Once, let me do this disclaimer as before I even move forward, because I do not want nobody on this platform to take nothing that I'm talking about personal. This ain't about you. I don't care if you black and you LBGT, my nigga. Have a fucking seat, my nigga. This ain't about you. Before you was LBGT, you was melanated. Pick a fucking side. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get it together. This ain't about you. This is about your big homies. You're not even big enough to be in this fucking conversation. You don't even move enough. You don't move the needle enough to even be considered in the conversation. So you are the glorified help, right? And we're not talking to the help tonight. We're not talking to the help. You the fucking help. You know what I mean? This is not your, you didn't create this shit. You don't run it at the top. You a pawn on the fucking chessboard. Let's be clear before you start beating on and start spreading your peacock feathers and whatnot, like that means something. All I'm saying is just sit in the fucking audience and just listen, because you being manipulated. And I'm tired of this shit where you on the front line taking all the shots. You Cleopatra, nigga. You Cleopatra getting in the way of Rome. If Cleopatra would have mind her business, Kemet would have still been standing. You niggas is on Cleopatra time. Nigga, fall back. Go braid some hair or something. You know what I'm talking about? Go braid some fucking hair, my nigga. This is about your funky ass big homies, right? Who been violating and slipping through the cracks, and they need to get their fucking chin checked because they nasty and they despicable. And since you won't say it, then we gonna have to say it. For the feminists that are listening to the show and you identifying it, this ain't for you either. This is about your handlers, right? Gloria what's her name? Gloria Steinem and all of them. That's not you, sis. You also the help. So we talking to you. It's almost like if I was in your job and whatnot. You a secretary. Niggas, you need to secretaries need to secretary. Don't even get up, sis. Don't even. I'm going to see your boss. I don't care if he's at a meeting. I'm walking right in the room and I'm talking to your boss and them. We're not talking to you. Okay? You just got hired. You new in this shit. You new. You temporary. It's not this, and you didn't build this job up. Your name is not, you're not on the LLC. You're not even a fucking you're not even a board member. Okay? You're just a help. So this is not for you either. Have a fucking seat. Okay? Go on Tinder or something and go find you a dude. This is not for you. This, just because a nigga voted for Barack Obama, all of a sudden you niggas is lifelong Democrat. Niggas have a fucking, this is not for you, right? You're the help. Okay? You don't have no weight in the game. You don't have no, you shouldn't even be talking. You don't own no stocks in this shit. You just a glorified lever puller. You a customer. You in the presence of hustlers. You just a customer. I wish I didn't even have to address y'all like that. I wish I could just take this situation to the top dogs and whatnot. But I know that you the buffers and y'all niggas be in the way. So we got to clear you up before we get to these big dogs that's in the building. Okay? So the left, right? In the culture war, the left is considered LBGT, Romans, right? They're the Romans. It's fucking Julius Caesar and them, okay? With their Roman antics, the Greco-Romans, that's who they are. The Greco-Romans, okay? Anti-life, pro-choice, right? That AKA fuck them kids. That's what they represent, fuck them kids. Where they got grown-ass women talking about, oh, I don't need no child. I'm just going to get a dog and just keep working and whatnot. Stop a lot. What the fuck? Where does that come from? Where does that come from? That's not from us. That ain't healthy. We wasn't talking like that. People have grandmothers and great grandmothers. They got 30 children. And she ain't even have a job. This nigga she had a husband named fucking Albert. And this nigga had like 3 jobs. And he probably got 2 families, a family on the other side of town. And I hear people talk about, oh, it's too expensive to raise a child. How, Sway? People did that shit with no money. In abject poverty. So, yo. So, you have, once again, the left, the donkeys, right? It's not even a horse, my nigga. It's a fucking ass, right? The donkeys. Anti-life, right? And all of that other confusing shit. Then you got the right, right? They consider themselves pro-life, but they're even, they're pro-gun, pro-life, you know what I mean? But they're a crock of shit too. You mean to tell me that no fucking Republicans get abortions? I'm not going for that. That's a crock of shit. However, their public face that they show the world is a public face of family values, right? Because they're what? The conservatives. And what is a conservative? A conservative is somebody who's conserving a certain quote unquote way of life, right? They're saying we are conserving our ways, our natural ways. We're here to conserve the ways of our ancestors. And of course, people who are, always in their victimhood bag. Oh, they're conserving slavery. They're upholding the peculiar institution. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're heavily invested in prison stocks. They play the fucking game. And unfortunately, niggas is the game. And haven't learned how to switch it around. But yeah, they play that game. You feel me? They play that game like the liberals play the stock game, and they both are invested in the prisons. So, they both got their hands in that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Your president, Joe Biden, he's one of the main reasons why fathers is missing out the home and whatnot. Niggas got 80 years for one offense. But anyway, so these are the two main players in the culture wars, right? You don't have you're not on either side. If you're really awake and whatnot, if you pass woke and you understand what the hell is going on, you are just an observer paying attention to the shit show. You're in a theater with the popcorn because that's what this is. It's nothing but theater, right? Before we even move forward, you know what I'm saying? On this Memorial Day, shout out to my shooters and whatnot. This is for the shooters. You know what I'm talking about? We have a store-wide sale on KTL University for some of that fire-ass information that we've been putting out over the past 4 years, nonstop, back-to-back, workshops, seminars, lectures, you name it. It's all available for 50% off for 24 hours on KTL University. The only thing you got to put in is the code at checkout, which is save 50. Save 50. You know what I mean? Save 50. And I'm talking about save 50. Thank me later. All right. 50% off of a store-wide sale. Shout out to all of my veterans. Shout out to all of my frontliners. Shout out to everybody who has served, whether you was in the trenches, or you was overseas with your fatigues on and whatnot. No judgment. So let's get into some of these stories that have been going on in the headlines and whatnot that some of us may not have even realized, but I'm here to share some information. So boom, trans designer dumped by Target explains how he got speared as a Satanist, right? Now, listen to this crock of shit right here, excuse, right? Let's just share because we're talking about mental health right now. I want y'all to focus on that. Mental health, right? Confucius, the way that certain people think is so confused that they'll confuse the fuck out of you when you try to think like them, right? Because that's what when they start nigga-splaining, you be like, this is a confused motherfucker right here. But listen to this shit. When Eric Carnell was contacted, is that a lady with a beard and a mustache, or is that a man? I don't know. But anyway, when Eric Carnell was contacted by a Target distributor to create tote bags and clothing for the retail giant's Pride Month lineup, he was ecstatic. Woo! It was the biggest opportunity he had received since he took a leap of faith in 2017 and left his management job at Starbucks to launch Abpralin, an art and apparel brand for the LGBTQ plus communities, right? And who the fuck is the plus? Who's hiding behind the plus? That's what I want to know. If it's a plus, well, goddamn it, who's the plus? Because behind the plus is some people that I know if they stepped out in the front, they would get their fucking heads knocked off. But as they condition the public to accept certain things, bestiality, pedophilia, and other things, those pluses will become to the front, right? I sell wholesale to shops and stuff, but this would have been the largest scale project I've worked on, said Carnell, a 29-year-old trans designer in London. It was really exciting that they reached out to me. I felt like I've been sort of noticed and recognized, right? I'm reading it in his voice because that's what we do. But his big moment ignited a firestorm. Shortly after Target began its rollout of more than 2,000 products for its annual Pride collection this month, Anti-LGBTQ activists started attacking the store in social media posts and right-wing videos, a common occurrence whenever a major corporation shows support for the community. Activists soon discovered Carnell's independent web store, where he has sold, among other items, pins and medallions that use satanic and occult imagery to make points about transphobia. A lavender goat-headed medallion that reads, "Satan respects pronouns," is among his most popular designs. A pin depicting a guillotine with the label "homophobe headrest" might be the edgiest. Within days, tabloids and conservative news outlets were painting Target as a promoter of violence, drugs, and the devil. Target customers shocked after company features pride items by Satanist partner, was the Fox headline. So here we go, because I got some Satanists that's in the chat room. I know you niggas been turned out by Bobby Hemming and everything. Cool, whatever. Tell me this, though, because you have a different understanding of Baphomet and you have a different understanding of Satan with Saturn, correct? I just hope you niggas is not on some real Satan shit and you niggas think that you the devil or whatever the fuck that. I don't. You tell me, okay? You tell me, because I don't want to speak for y'all. Is this the shit that y'all is, because I'm gonna read what they talking about so we could have a proper understanding as to, is this that shit that Bobby was talking about, or is that shit, is this that Aleister Crowley shit? Okay, because you can't have it both ways, right? Because there's certain Satanists that are out there and they're not moving like how Bobby was telling us to move when it comes to that Satan shit, right? They're on some, we eating children, we on our Helter Skelter shit, we on our Charles Manson shit, we hate everybody, they on that type of time. So when I finish breaking this shit down, you tell me, is this nigga panic inclined, or is he on some real satanic shit? Okay, so here he goes. One of my favorite, this is his Twitter, this is Instagram post and whatnot. He said, one of my favorite and most popular designs, and the one that gave Aberlin its proper footing and direction. Coming up with this phrase really helped Aberlin what it is today, right? So basically, this is his quote unquote flagship design, right? Like how Fila got the F and Nike got the swoosh, my niggas. This is the flagship. This is his fucking logo. You know what I'm talking about? It says Satan respects pronouns. Okay. Satan loves you and respects who you are. You're important and valuable in this world, and you deserve to treat yourself with love and respect. LGBT plus people are so often referred to as being a product of Satan or going against God's will, so fine. We'll hang with Satan instead. Satanists don't actually believe in Satan. He is merely used as a symbol of passion, pride, and liberty. I didn't do that. He means to you what you need him to mean. So for me, Satan is hope, compassion, equality, and love, right? So when they running around with that love shit and that all of that, yeah, it's not behind Jesus, my nigga. It's not behind Yahweh. It's not behind Jesus, right? Usually it's behind some atheist type shit or some satanic type of, ritualistic, you know what I mean? Understanding of, nihilism, the whole nihilism aspect of God is dead and whatnot. And, Satan, all hail Satan. Okay. Satan respects pronouns. He loves all LGBT people. I went with a variation of Baphomet for this design, a deity who themselves is a mixture of genders, beings, ideas, and existences. They reject binary stereotypes and expectations. Perfect. All right, all you Baphomet niggas out there. The chain never actually sold any of Carnell's Satanish merchandise, but it soon pulled his other items from the shelves, including a fanny pack with the swirling planets that reads, "We belong everywhere," and a tote bag with a UFO that proclaims, "Too queer for here." So we have gay aliens and whatnot. I did a cartoon strip where I had some lesbian aliens. I ain't gonna lie. I created 2 lesbian aliens who were like AGs and whatnot. They were kind of mannish and whatnot, and they would fly around, looking for the island of Lesbos. Given these volatile circumstances to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior, the company said in a statement this week, citing threats the company has received against their staff. The store also confirmed that it moved its pride displays from the front of the stores to the back at some locations in the South where confrontations amongst shoppers had erupted. There wasn't no black people, though, raising fucking hell. You niggas is too scared. It took the rednecks to turn up. Besides Carnell's items, Target's web store has also stopped selling swimsuits designed for transsexual people after conservatives falsely claimed that they were being marketed to children. How they wasn't, and the damn swimsuit is coming in a size 2T. Who the fuck is gonna wear that? Little niggas? Little LBGT? You mean the move has caused an outcry from LGBTQ advocates who accused Target of caving to a cancellation campaign by anti-trans extremists, much as Budweiser's chief executive was accused of doing last month when he vaguely apologized for a can of beer commemorating trans actress Dylan Mulvaney, whatever. Okay. He is hardly the first person to embrace satanic imagery to make a political point. The US-based Satanic Temple, largely a collection of atheists and humanists, towed an 8-foot sculpture of the horned deity Baphomet to the Arkansas Capitol building several years ago to call attention to conservative attacks on the separation of church and state. Carnell said he used satanic imagery in some of his art to subvert a homophobic narrative that queer people are sinful, evil, or otherwise ungodly. It's no different to people reclaiming slurs and trying to remove the power from it to try to use it to benefit them. So this nigga saying the same way that we took nigga and turned it into never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, they're taking Baphomet and Satan and they're using that shit as their motherfucking mascot because it's taking the sting out of things. Okay. Meanwhile, activists appear to have scored yet another victory over the corporation that dared to embrace the LGBT community, right? The attacks on Carnell are part of an onslaught against public displays of queer culture, most notably the campaign against Budweiser over its partnership with Mulvaney, and a seemingly organized campaign to ban books with LGBTQ content from school libraries. This month, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a slate of bills that target drag shows, pronouns, bathroom use, and gender-affirming care for minors. My thing is this. They should just do a test. Let's see in 2-3 years, right? Because I don't agree that every city in America should embrace that shit. I don't think no city should embrace it. But for the sake of, a democracy, let the democratic cities and whatnot that they really, really believe in that shit, let them run with it. And then let Florida and other places that are not letting that shit fly, and then see what the fucking results are in a few years. Okay. How many attacks that are happening in the bathroom, how much more confused the people are going to turn out. You're going to have to do some type of social experiment. Okay. And keep in mind, the Washington Post is a democratically run paper owned by Jeff Bezos and them. So it's always going to be left leaning, right? It is a liberal left leaning paper. So it's biased the same way the Fox is biased to the left because it's a right leaning, right? So once again, this is a culture war amongst two warring factions of Europeans and whatnot. We've seen this before. This is nothing new. This culture war has the potential to turn into a civil war. And I'm all for that shit. Fuck it. I'm all for it. Why not? You know what I'm talking about? It's like the Greeks going against the Romans. It's been happening. It's been happening. And then they messing with my frequency. They fucking with my frequency. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. All my life. All my life. Oh, I did sound. All right, let me change the. Let me turn the mic off. Let me turn the mic off. How it sound now? I ain't gonna let them. I'm not letting them mess this lecture up. I'll get back on the. It's still a little staticky. I'll get back to the audio once I finish reading some of this stuff. All right, cool. We better? All right. Okay. So, yeah, saying it sounds good. Let's get back to the information. Because I got a lot of slides that I gotta go through. All right. Okay. So this is the guy still talking, right? This is the guy still talking. Okay. He says, if your advocacy consists merely of rainbows that disappear at the first gust of fascist wind, it amounts to net harm, Aaron Reed, an activist and content creator, tweeted Wednesday. In retrospect, Carnell thinks what happened to him was inevitable. I think that the issue is there's always going to be a scapegoat. There's always going to be a figurehead, he said. And I have fallen into that trap because a couple of right-wing people have, in bad faith, taken artwork that I created from my own site, nothing to do with Target, and have spun a narrative to fit what they and their followers be able to enjoy getting riled up about. Once again, keep in mind, this is the quagmire that we're facing with these white LBGT people, these Roman LBGP, GPT, LB, whatever that is, man. God damn it. Chat LBGT, whatever that shit. They are mostly from the Catholic Church, right? These are babies, these are bastards of the church, right? Who probably innocently went into the church as children, believing in the quote unquote ecclesiastical faith, Roman Catholicism, and things of that nature, and got violated, right? And as a result of the violation, now they are considered to be atheists. The hatred that they have for what was done to them is showing out in their advocacy for all things Satanist, all things atheist, all things counterculture. Their demonstration is against the church. Their demonstration is against God, who wasn't there when shit was going down and did not protect them. Their demonstration, their big middle finger to the rest of their family members who happen to be Bible-toting, redneck, red-blooded, quote-unquote, God-fearing Americans and whatnot.
That's the crux of a lot of these fucking issues that we're seeing amongst the left and the right, especially when it comes to the church in a situation with these atheists. Because when you tap into a lot of these LGBT communities and whatnot, it's rife with atheists and Satanists. But a lot of that shit has to do with the fact that God turned their backs on them, right? Not that they were not accepted by the church, because they have a lot of feeling that the church was one of the main quote unquote aggressors in their lives. So now you have infighting inside of the family and whatnot, where they're becoming Wiccans, you know, they're becoming Satanists, they're becoming, what's that shit? Goths. They're embracing the goth lifestyle and all of these other things. You know, to be honest with you, it's still a part of their religion. It's still a part of Satanism, that gothic shit, all of that. That's just the dark side of their religion. So we're not falling for the bullshit. Come on now. Carnell said that he created the brand for queer people like his younger self at a time when he felt that LGBTQ merchandise was restricted to lackluster iterations of Pride Rainbow on t-shirts. I'm speaking of a closeted kid who needs to see that there's positivity and hope and humor and love and enjoyment and pride awaiting him in the future, he said. Bleak, and it's not all death statistics, and it's not all hate crimes, and it's not all negative press, and there's a wonderful community waiting for him. So Baphomet is waiting for them. He says he's lost count of the death threats he's received since Target Führer kicked off. But I don't take them seriously. I know that it's just people hiding behind a screen. And not all of the attention's been bad. All right, let me go. Okay, so as a result of what's going on, U.S. retailer Target loses $10 million amid Pride merchandising controversies. Black America, Melanated America, Moorish America, Indigenous America. Please take notes, right? Why not? This is a moment of learning. This is a learning moment. These niggas wasn't marching. They wasn't on social media crying. You know what I'm talking about? It was one tweet that did it. I'm going to show you the tweet. It was one tweet that shut this whole shit down, bro. And it started a firestorm. And they fight with their dollars. Okay? They fight with their dollars. U.S. retailer Target lost 10 billion in market valuation in 10 days. So $1 billion a day. $1 billion a day, right? $1 billion a day. The department store chain has been facing boycott calls from people across the U.S. after some videos claim to show onesies and other dresses meant for toddlers and other children. From $160 a share, the value of Target's stock plummeted to $138, according to Fox News. The shares have slipped more than 12% since the controversy erupted more than a week ago. Fox News said that Target shares have fallen for 6 consecutive sessions, their longest losing streak since December 2022, right? Which one of you niggas shorted them? Who got money off of Target by shorting them? Once again, another learning lesson. While they sit back and do what they do, you could get paid. If you know how to play the stock market, the minute I'm on Twitter, I'm on Redneck Twitter, I'm waiting for another store. I think Kohl's is next, because I'm shorting all of the stores that Redneck Twitter is going after, because it's a fucking sure bet. You're going to get paid off of that shit, okay? You're going to get paid, because the rednecks, they about their business. They not just going to talk about it. They're going to sink the stock. And if you short it, you get paid. So we could go into this thing with no emotions. I'm not going into, North Face is next. We're not going into this with emotions. We're going to laugh to the bank. For more than a decade, Target has offered an assortment of products aimed at celebrating Pride Month. Some introducing this year's collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. Our focus now is on moving forward with our continued commitment to the LGBTQIA plus community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month and throughout the year, right? The last time they saw their stocks drop that big was during COVID-19, right? So here go the video.
We're at Target right now, and there's a lot of controversy going on about all of the Pride stuff that's coming out with kids' clothes and things like that. So we're going to go to the kids section, and we're actually going to see if they're putting weird, creepy, uncomfy stuff on children's clothing.
Can y'all hear that?
Okay, this is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have "Glad You Came Out" and "I'm So Happy That You're Queer" in the kids section.
This was the video that set it off.
I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence. So I got an extra small swimsuit in the child section. It says light binding effect on it. And then the bottoms in the kids section, keep in mind, say tuck friendly construction. They're giving it to your kids. If that doesn't give you a reason to boycott Target, I don't know what does. But this shit's getting out of hand. They're targeting children, whether you like it or not. And it's time that people actually do something about it. Because if they don't, then guess what? That shit won't just be in Target, it'll be in every store ever.
So once again, she's not a celebrity. I don't know if she's an influencer or not, because I don't follow Budweiser Twitter or Budweiser TikTok, right? But she didn't have to raise that much noise. She did that video and it went viral. And they start shutting shit down immediately after that video came out, right? One video. I seen this video go viral. One video. And she stood on her shit. She's not wrong for making a video showing what Target is doing.
We're at Target right now, and there's a lot of controversy going on.
And she called for the boycott.
Stuff that's coming out with kids' clothes and things like that. So we're going to go to the kids section, and we're actually going to see if they're putting weird, creepy, uncomfy stuff on children's clothing.
Queer. So why do... okay. Look, that's a onesie. That's a onesie. I have not met a gay baby yet. That's a onesie. I haven't met an AG baby, a baby that was born as a girl who's chilling. You know what I'm talking about? They're just acting like a boy. I haven't seen that. They can't comprehend.
Okay, this is the...
Like, y'all could play stupid with stupid people, but you're not about to play dumb with me.
section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie.
Come on, fam.
Target doesn't care if you boycott their stores. They're not afraid of you. They're scared of a much bigger threat. Let me explain. Target's largest shareholders are Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. These corporations support the Corporate Equality Index, or CEI. This is a rating system for how much American businesses support the LGBT community. If Target CEO does not support the LGBT community well, then he's not going to be reelected by the shareholders. So sometimes corporations like Target push LGBT marketing campaigns, not because they particularly want to, they do it for a high CEI score. So they face a backlash, maybe they lose a little money. Failing to get a high CEI is way more scary.
As you can see, I'm gonna play it again. This shit is bigger than what we think it is, right? This goes all the way up to the ladder to trillion-dollar corporations, BlackRock and Vanguard. This goes all the way up to quote-unquote Larry Finch. This goes all the way up to Soros. This goes all the way up the ladder, all the way.
Target doesn't care if you boycott their stores. They're not afraid of you. They're scared of a much bigger threat. Let me explain. Target's largest shareholders are Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. These corporations support the Corporate Equality Index, or CEI. This is a rating system for how much American businesses support the LGBT community. If Target CEO does not support the LGBT community well, then he's not going to be reelected by the shareholders. So sometimes corporations like Target push LGBT marketing campaigns, not because they particularly want to or it's good for profits, they do it for a high CEI score. So they face a backlash, maybe they lose a little money. Failing to get a high CEI is way more scary.
So what is the CEI? If you're working in corporate America, maybe you could tell me. It's the Corporate Equality Index, right? It sucks to be you. If you got to follow these rules, it sucks to be you. Okay? The Corporate Equality Index, because this is a crock of shit. They not giving what happened to all that George Floyd shit that they was talking about. They went and took your campaign, right? And now it's called Human Rights Campaign. The same human rights that Malcolm X died for. The same human rights, right? These are human rights. How the fuck is somebody's sexual preference a human right violation? I'm really confused as to how they will justify human rights because of somebody's preference or because a man wants to use a woman's bathroom. How did that turn into human rights? So the Human Rights Campaign Foundation's Corporate Equality Index is the national benchmarking tool on corporate policies, practices pertinent to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer employees. Okay. Damn, it's a lot of places for y'all to go work at if you are part of that lifestyle, right? I saw it when I was boosting back in the days that every single person in the Gap, Old Navy, and Banana Republic was quote unquote queer. I used to be like, damn, can I get a job here without being queer? Like, is this a fucking requirement? Right? And then it started to spread to other quote unquote corporations. So quiet as kept. I'm talking about this was like 99, 2000, 2001. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know the stores specifically hire people because of their sexual preference. When did they do that? Where's the store for the people that like to do menages? Oh, that's Hooters? Okay. Where's the stores for the polygamists? Where's the stores for the niggas that like to give back shots? Because if you want to talk about sexual preference, let's go all the way in. Where's the fucking store that only hire women that lick toes and whatnot? Where's that at? Oh, that's Red Lobster? Oh, my bad. You feel me? Because if it's about a preference, then you can't exclude other preferences. Where's the flag for the polygamists? If they got a flag for people who consider themselves to be counterculture and whatnot, where's the polygamist flag? Where's the flag for motherfuckers that only do missionary? Where's the BBW flag? Because if you want to talk about preferences, it don't make no sense. So now these corporate entities have created a policy where they could quote unquote discriminate against what they call cisgender. And I abhor that fucking name. I don't know what that shit means. But they don't want to hire heterosexual men. They like, nah, you slinging too much wood, pause, inside the store. You know what I'm talking about? Your heterosexualness, you know what I mean, is making people uncomfortable. That's what they telling men. Jerome and them niggas. We don't want to have y'all, you know what I mean? Becky's is feeling uncomfortable. You know, you're showing too much taco meat. You're too mannish. We're going to have to let you go. You're too aggressive. Your fucking baritone is too deep, nigga. You need to lighten up. I'm like, damn. Because that was happening. And then as the stores became more moist and they started becoming more zesty, I was like, oh shit. Oh, they only hiring their own kind. That's crazy. This was in 99, 2000. This all of the stores did not have LGBTQ people in it at that point. It was the old woman. Remember the old white woman from Alice, the diner? They had old white women, nigga. Old Jewish white women used to work in them stores. Old white men, nigga. Because we was in them stores catching wreck. We had to deal with Karens and Beckys. And then it switched up. Fucking RuPaul's and them came in and took over. And you know, they hip to all of the shit. So they wasn't as sweet as the old Becky's was. But anyway, these are some of the stats from the Corporate Equality Index. There's a lot of good places for people to work at if they're LGBTQ, okay? But look at this. Look at the equality of Fortune ranked companies. These are Fortune 500 companies. These are Fortune 500 companies. If you don't participate in their quote unquote program, the ones that are said not participating, right? Look at the score, 14%. 14%. But the ones that are participating, they got a 94% score. So they're throwing more money at these people. They're throwing more quote unquote programs at them. They're favoring them over the other people who are not conforming. So they're buck breaking these quote unquote corporations. This is almost like extortion. Somebody say you can't have facial hair if you work at Disney. Damn, sway, right? Despite the uncertainty caused by the ongoing C-19 pandemic, CEI-rated businesses followed through on their commitments to LGBTQ community engagement throughout the year by participating in both virtual and in-person events. The CEI's corporate social responsibility criteria also ensures that sexual orientation and gender identity protections apply to those standards that businesses require their vendors or suppliers to adhere to, as well as recipients of their philanthropic funds. So, right, who's going to the finals? Let me know. Is it Boston? Oh, the Miami Heat going? Okay, that's what's up. So what happened to all of that George Floyd money? Not to sound like a motherfucking cup shaker and whatnot. What happened to all of that quote unquote black that Black Lives Matter money? Right? What happened was Black Lives Matter, right, infiltrated into this social quote unquote paradigm, this social justice paradigm, and they pushed these agendas. They helped to push, you know, that they were sitting at the table pushing these agendas. This is some shit that Biden is standing behind, and this is the shit that Obama brought in, right? You got Obama and Biden. And I'm talking about both of them are responsible for shit like this, right? So while they going all out for these other people, our people are being fired, no raises, all of that shit that they promised they did not come through on. Last to hire, first to fire type shit. Niggas got cut from them jobs. And then the protected class, right, who's supposed to be black first, they don't give a fuck. They going and they sitting in bed with Rome right now. They sitting on a lap because that's who they are. They're the vassals of Rome. Okay? Their allegiance. Their allegiance. How dare these fucking Black Lives... Remember, Black Lives Matter and these fake-ass ambulance chasers, they came up off of the cadavers of dead black men. Okay? Let's be clear. The fucking skeleton key that got them in the room was black men that couldn't speak for themselves. Right? Not dead black gay men. Black men who were heterosexual. Nigga, George Floyd was a porn star. Right? They stood on the bodies of these men and raised $100 million. And now they talking about they going bankrupt. That's what they did. They used the deaths of our people to push these agendas. If that ain't satanic, then what the fuck is? It's like they killed these people twice. So here it is, you got the police killing them, murdering them, lynching them. And then they getting lynched on the other end by these goddamn tricksters who politicize their lynchings to push an agenda that we could see right here has nothing to do with our children, has nothing to do with the black family. Okay? So all of this is all, it's all in the numbers, right? Anheuser-Busch loses their LBGT plus rating for missing a key moment to stand up for Dylan Mulvaney. So not only did Anheuser-Busch get destroyed in the stock market, they lost billions of dollars from the controversy, but because they did not, quote unquote, put their fucking neck on the line for the trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, this same corporation that we was just talking about, right? This big behemoth right here, right? The CEI, this tied in with BlackRock and Vanguard and all of them, they took away their quote unquote rating. They punished Anheuser-Busch, right, for not standing on the fucking front, even though they got hammered. Right? Crazy. Inside the CEA, this is inside the system that's pushing brands to endorse celebrities like Dylan Mulvaney. So this is coming from the top down, right? Once again, like I told my melanated brothers and sisters who are part of this community, I'm not coming at you. I don't have no smoke with you. As a matter of fact, it's all love on this side. You understand? And that's for real, for real. When I talk my shit, I'm talking to the Romans. I'm talking to your big homies, right? I'm talking to your boss. You're not at the top. You're not BlackRock. You're not Vanguard. This shit goes way higher than you. Okay? You the hell. And I'm not judging you for that. You gotta play your position and you gotta get in where you fit in. But please do not step in front of this motherfucking this conversation that we're having, because it's not aimed towards you. This is not about you. I'm not upset at all. Nobody's taking out no type of frustrations on y'all. To be honest with you, we want y'all to open up your eyes and to see, you know, how they kind of be playing y'all. And you niggas first in their eyes. Be clear about that. They can't unsee your race. Okay? Because y'all, sometimes our people are so passionate, and when we get into something, We put the cape on, we become the mascot and whatnot, and we take shit personal. It has nothing to do with you in particular, right? Has nothing to do with you in particular, you know. But if you're gonna wear that costume, if you're gonna wear that motherfucking cape, my niggas, then you're gonna meet the same fate as Superman. You know, if you're gonna be on the front lines and you want to wear that cape, then you know you made your bed. But these some wicked people, and they have an agenda, and you gonna get hoodwinked into what you think that agenda is. But I'm gonna show you what that agenda is. Executives at companies like Nike, Anheuser-Busch, and Kate Spade, whose brand endorsements have turned controversial trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney into today's woke it girl, aren't just virtue signaling. They're handing out lucrative deals to what were once considered fringe celebrities because they have to, or risk failing an all-important social credit score that could make or break their businesses. So, once again, people talk about social credit systems, right? America has a social credit system. However, that social credit system has not necessarily trickled down to the average tax-paying man and woman and child. The social credit score system is maintaining and functioning in the highest ranks of corporate America. And what do they say about shit? It rolls downhill, right? It's called a trickle-down economy. So it's already occurring at the top ranks. The social credit system is already being implemented at the top ranks. This is America's version of a social credit score system. They're not necessary. We're not China, so we're not going to go through the same thing that China is going through. The system is not going to be implemented in the same exact fashion. However, it's here. It's here. In the beginning stages of it is what they call Corporate Equality Index, or CEI. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and look out for that as we move forward in this thing, right? Because they're threatening, they're twisting the arms of the businesses that we've been conditioned and programmed to support and whatnot. And these are all American brands. These are not made in China brands. These are made in America. These are those USA, quote unquote, what would they call that? Legacy brands. These are USA legacy brands. Okay. Budweiser, right? That's America's beer. Nike, you feel me? Target, North Face. So they're eroding the faith that we have in these brands. They're eroding the identity of these brands. Because once you paint the brand with a trans influencer, you can't unpaint it. And it's only starting, they're not gonna dial it down. They're not gonna dial it down. That's why Target said, yeah, we've been doing LBGT clothing in Pride Month for 20 years. But it's the same thing like with any other agenda that we see taking place. They're not gonna show their fangs at first. They're not going to show their fangs at first. They're called wolves in sheep's clothing. They're going to come in and, and they're going to piecemeal it year by year by year by year. We're at year 20. They're like, fuck it, push the envelope, give them niggas a pride onesie and a bathing suit with a fucking tuck where you could tuck your penis in it. You putting boys in bathing suits, fam? You got little niggas looking like Baywatch? Come on. Whatever happened to some fucking bathing trunks? For the babies, though? I can understand the teenagers and the adults, but for babies, bro? I wish you should see the look of confusion on my son's face. He's 3 years old. When I say some shit that he's 3, and if I say something that he knows is a crock of shit, he be giving me the confused face like, nigga, what are you talking about? So if he understands what the fuck, if he understands bullshit from real shit, you mean to tell me that in America they're pushing little children at the ages of 3 and 4 to dress up like the fucking Little Mermaid, little boys? Because we let Madonna and them get away with that shit when they went ahead and they committed all kind of child abuses to these little children that they adopted and whatnot. Those were like the test tube dummies. And they was like, oh shit, nobody said nothing. Nobody uprooted. They Charlize Theron, Madonna, where they was turning them babies out. So here's the woke rating, right? Advocacy group Human Rights Campaign introduced the 100-point corporate equality index to score companies on their inclusiveness, right? But inclusiveness don't mean hiring us. Yeah, Sandra Bullock. She had the nerve to be in fucking Bird Box. Well, this bird is in a box. Workforce protections, 5 points possible. No discrimination for employment for sexual orientation or gender identity. Inclusive benefits, 50 points possible. Criteria here includes providing health care for sex couples, right? Number 3, supporting an inclusive culture, including gender neutral dress codes and trans inclusive restroom and facilities policies. So ladies, you got to share the room. You got to share your restroom. You got to share a sacred space with fucking Bob from accounting, who decided that he wanted to come through as Bobella, you know what I mean? Or Bob the Barbie, and now he's wearing Jimmy Choos to work. And you got to listen to this nigga in the fucking next stall next to you. And you know, yeah. Come on, fam. Like, what are we doing? Corporate, so gender neutral dress code. This is what they putting our people through. And of course they conforming to it. You know what I mean? They don't, they want their job. They want their job. They're not gonna say nothing. You know, black people conform to whatever. We traumatized as it is. We just want to, whatever you say. All right, cool. But you know, if you had some real power, niggas wouldn't stand for that shit. You just going to get along because you don't have no choice. Number 4, corporate social responsibility. Marketing or advertising to LGBTQ consumers, which would include Nike and Bud Light's use of transgender spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney. Number 5, responsible citizenship. Points deducted if a company gives money to organizations whose primary mission includes advocacy against LGBTQ equality, which is not defined but can include Christian groups. Right? So here you are, you gay, black gay in America, right? And you trying to, oh girl, oh my corporate America, they embracing us. Oh God, girl, America finally coming around. No, nigga. No, that's not what the fuck is happening. Okay? That's not what's happening. Shit like this is happening because of a policy. It didn't come from their heart. These companies are not doing that because they want to. They doing that because it's almost like how the IMF be leaning on the Caribbean and whatnot. They doing that because they being told to. They doing that because they being told to, because they'll be penalized if they don't do it. They're being coerced, right? There's a level of coercion taking place. They're almost being extorted. Okay? So for the average corporate American and whatnot, they'll begin to conform. Not only are they conforming, you're going home and you're going to make your children conform. Then you're going to make other family members conform. You're going to make your grandma conform, or your father. You're going to make other people conform because you've been indoctrinated through corporate culture, right? And you'll conform through corporate culture, and then you bring that shit home. So the CEI is a lesser known part of the burgeoning ESG, right? ESG, is that a fucking rapper? Is that nigga the ESG, right? Environmental, social, and corporate governance, ethical investing movement, increasingly pushed by the country's top 3 investment firms. Top 3 investment firms, right? BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street Bank, who are among the top shareholders of most American publicly traded corporations, including Nike, Anheuser-Busch, and Kate Spade. Then they are about irritating, right? So these are the people at the top. These are the people at the top, right? And the only people that have been able to talk against it is the white celebrities. I dare one of you black niggas to open your mouth, right? Black people can't open their mouth because you're not free like that. You don't have you don't got enough money. You have not established your sovereignty. You don't have a fucking status. So you niggas can't even say nothing. Only Kid Rock could say something. This week, Mulvaney's new ad campaigns with Bud Light and Nike ruffled the feathers of critics, from country star Travis Tritt and Kid Rock, who tweeted a video of himself shooting up cases of Bud Light, to female Olympians, and even Caitlyn Jenner, who said of Nike, "It's a shame to see such an iconic American company go so woke. This is an outrage." Hold on, nigga. This is where we're going to draw the line. If Caitlyn Jenner has something to say, nigga, Caitlyn Jenner got rid of his man parts. Once again, Caitlyn Jenner could say something. Kid Rock could say something. The country singers could say something. You niggas can't say nothing. Black athletes can't say nothing. Black actors can't say nothing. And I dare you rapper niggas to say something. The minute somebody that's melanated say something, that's when they're going to make a big think about it. Did they say cancel Kid Rock? Did they say cancel the country singer? Did they say cancel Caitlyn Jenner? Did it make front page news? No. It was big on their quote unquote on the right-wing circuits and Fox News and shit like that, but they swept that underneath the rugs in the liberal newspapers. But let P. Diddy say some shit. Yeah, of course, Rosie O'Donnell is gonna say something, right? Because the other side can say something. You niggas can't say nothing. You don't have the rights. That's crazy. You don't got the rights. You the help. You the help. You Cleopatra, nigga. You the help. Trying to run around with you niggas chest pumped out like you about that life. You niggas is the help. You don't have no power. The president is a black woman. She was a political organizer for Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. In 2018, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who oversees assets worth $8 trillion and has been called the face of ESG, wrote a now infamous letter to CEOs titled A Sense of Purpose that pushed a new model of governance in line with ESG values. Society is demanding that companies, both public and private, serve a social purpose, Fink wrote. To prosper over time, every company must not only deliver financial performance, but also show how it makes a positive contribution to society, right? So he didn't say we're going to stop killing animals. He didn't say we're going to stop poisoning the air. He didn't say we're going to stop poisoning the water. Yeah, Obama's the first gay president, right? He didn't say we're going to stop child labor. He didn't say any of these things. He didn't say that we're going to stop exploiting Africa for their minerals. He said in order to show that you are social entrepreneurs or that you have social quote unquote purpose, you got to help push the quote unquote LBGT gay agenda. You got make it make sense, right? So here's Bud Light. Here's his homie from Bud Light, right? Here's homie from Bud Light, right? That's your man's in them. That's your man's in them, right? So Bloomberg scored top ranking for the quote unquote CEI, right? Michael Bloomberg's company, the Bloomberg, you know, the former mayor of New York, a multi-billionaire, right? There's all of these other companies that are getting in alignment to basically be recognized. So now the new campaign is to basically be recognized and get you. It's almost like they're throwing butter biscuits to them, right? They're throwing these butter biscuits to corporations and whatnot, right? Target receives a bomb threat for turning their back on the LBGT community. So, right, the main places where Target is receiving backlash is conservative states. Pennsylvania, Utah, and Ohio are the top states, right? These are conservative Christian states where the family values are still held at a certain standard, right? And they're mostly religious. Utah is Mormon. The motherfucking Pennsylvania is the Rust. What do they call it? That's Pittsburgh and whatnot. That's the Adirondack Mountains and whatnot. That's the Rust Belt states, Ohio and shit like that. You feel me? So these places are the main ones, but this is where the culture war comes in. So a targeting Amish, right? Yes, Amish as well, right? It's the Rust Belt and it's Amish and shit like that. So these places are not having it. They're not going, they like, hell nah, we not having it. We will burn this shit down. Okay? We will burn this shit down. Yeah, when I was in Chicago, and I saw I seen a whole gang of the Amish. They was mad deep. Okay, I seen them. They was mad deep downtown. It was a whole bunch of them. The shit like Little House on the Prairie, bro. So a Target location in Utah was evacuated on Friday after the store received a bomb threat. 5 additional stores were also threatened in Ohio and Pennsylvania through an email that said, "We will continue to bomb your Targets until you stop cowering and bring back your LBGT merchandise." So here's where the war start, right? So they threaten the stores to take it out, right? And then they threaten the stores to bring it back in. So there's the quagmire right there. So that's a powder keg. Okay. That's considered what is called a powder keg. Something is going to happen, right? Because both of the fractions, they have two different factions. They have the extremists on the left and they have the extremists on the right. What is going to make them clash? It's this right here, this fake, this anti-culture, this anti-woke campaign, the culture wars that are going to intensify from this point forward. It is not going to end until the election. And even after the election, you're going to see the shit ramp up and whatnot. We're talking about the seeds of a civil war is being planted. When you get into the propaganda coming out of Russia, and when you get into the propaganda coming out of China, when you do your due diligence and whatnot, what are they saying? They're saying this: we're training for war, we're getting our armies and everything ready, but America's fighting too many wars on too many fronts, and they have a destabilized political system, and there's a culture war brewing inside of their quote unquote borders that threaten to collapse their quote unquote empire faster than a physical war from any one of us would. Okay? That's what China and Russia is taking. They're taking notes, my niggas. Okay, that's why they got their little BRICS things going on. They sitting down with all of the other quote unquote countries that don't allow LBGT and transgender agendas, right? Turkey, Iran, the Saudis, niggas in Africa. You know, they're more so on the ultra right now. They're more so running with DeSantis and Trump and their stance. They're like, we're not fucking with the Zionists. We're not fucking with Tel Aviv and them. We're not fucking with the USA leftists and everything. But they know that the country, you cannot stand, this shit can't stand from within, right? It's a house of cards. It's divided, and the division is growing by the day. So these are the quote unquote seeds that are being planted, right? These are the seeds. If this was a movie script and whatnot, you were in the early stages of the Civil War. You were in the early stages of the Civil War. This presidential campaign is going to be ugly. First on the GOP side between DeSantis and Trump, they're going to slug it out. And then when it comes to Republican versus Democrat, I feel if it's Joe Biden up there, I feel sorry for him because they're going to knock his top off. They got straight shooters on the GOP side. DeSantis he will eat Joe Biden's food with his eyes closed. This nigga graduated from Harvard, bro. Okay? He's a Harvard and Yale dude. Don't sleep on him. I think he's more dangerous than Trump in so many ways. In so many ways. All right. What's it like inside the resistance as Ron DeSantis wages an American culture war, right? May 28th, 2023, right? May 28th, 2023. So this shit that's going down in Florida with him versus Disney and everything, this is the beginning phases of he cut his teeth in Florida from 2020 all the way up into now and won the quote unquote fate of the Republican Party based off of the anti-woke campaigns. He shut down critical race theory and he went after Disney and whatnot with his and he went after the classrooms that were promoting teaching children about LBGT and whatnot. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with critical race theory because fuck it. That shit is not even real history. If you're gonna tell the history, tell the right history. That's a crock of shit in it of itself. Okay? A lot of that shit is false in it of itself. So, you know, I'm not with what DeSantis is pushing in Florida. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, you know, you niggas in Florida had it bad anyway. You know what I'm talking about? You know, y'all been different. So DeSantis is going to run on a pro-Bitcoin platform. He's not stupid. He knows that the Democrats are running with the CDC, right? And he also said he's going to ban that in Florida, right? He's going to ban the CDC, the centralized crypto, or the centralized the Fed coin and whatnot. He's not going to fuck with that, and he's going to be pro Bitcoin. That's going to bring all of the pro. So Elon Musk is behind him. He launched his campaign in the Twitter Spaces that was hosted by Elon Musk. Elon Musk, it has a lock on Texas, right? So he's going to take DeSantis will easily take Texas. All of the crypto bros are going to run over to his side. Trump is too old to even talk about Web3 and crypto and blockchain. He don't know about that shit. He's not savvy enough. You know what I mean? He's not savvy enough. Yes, and Florida is a gun state. So Florida and Texas more than likely will gang up. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to take the governor of Texas as his running mate, or maybe a female and whatnot. But the way that it looks, he will be president. He will be president. Okay? I have no faith in Joe Biden and Kamala the cat. You know what I'm talking about? You're not going to see me up here talking about the lesser of two evils. Because like I said, I don't have no dog in that race. I could survive any fucking, whatever fucking administration is, nigga. Aliens could be running this shit. AI could take over, nigga, and I'm going to survive. I'm going to thrive, as a matter of fact. So I could give a fuck about who's the president and who's not. It really don't matter to me. I signed up for this shit to be a roller coaster decades ago. I know what I signed up for. It don't even matter, bro. It don't even matter. But anyway, and y'all put too much faith in shit that don't really matter. You put too much faith in shit that don't matter. He said the current regime clearly has it out for Bitcoin. Ron DeSantis said during a Twitter space with Elon Musk and venture capitalist David Sachs, in which he officially announced his bid for the US presidency. And if it continues for another 4 years, they'll probably end up killing it. DeSantis said he views crypto as a question of civil liberties. As Florida's governor, he signed legislation prohibiting the use of central bank digital currency within the state. I just don't have the itch to control everything that people may be doing in this space, he said. Bitcoin represents a threat to them. They're trying to regulate it out of existence. So with that right there, he gained the faith of all of the crypto bros and all of the quote unquote whales that are out there, and everybody who is, because they're more forward thinking than anybody. And it's a global movement with that. It's a global movement with that. Okay. So he's going to snatch all of those young Republicans and some of the people who are on the fences and whatnot, because he's pro crypto, right? He's pro crypto. He's pro Web3. He's pro Bitcoin. Okay. So let's move forward. And Ron DeSantis, and remember, all of the majority of the press or the media is liberal, Jewish, and left. They're not going to write favorably on these people. They're always going to shit on them. They're always going to make them look like the bad guys. You saw the theater of Trump, right? It was a shit show, but at the end of the day, they all in bed together. I don't care. I see the same people when I look at them. I can't tell who's a Democrat, who's a Republican. They all the same people to me. You know what I'm talking about? So once again, key point, theater is theater. Key point, theater, right? Which means that you observe it. You don't put your heart in it. You don't become emotionally invested. You don't start wearing MAGA hats and all of this dumb shit. You observe. You make observations, and you set yourself up to be right regardless of any way that the ball drops. Okay? Well, however the ball drops, you just make sure that you and yours is good. Don't be Cleopatra. You know what I'm talking about? She was too invested and she didn't know how to play that shit the right way. And she lost her life because of that. You know? But understand what having what not having dogs in a race mean. Because if you live in Florida, right? He's been the governor, right? Have you died? Are you know what I mean? He was the one, he left Florida. He was the one that opened up the state. Nigga, that was one of the only places that you could go for some type of refuge during C-19, other than Atlanta. I was in Miami during that lockdown bullshit. Man, that I needed that. I needed that. That was good for my mental. I needed to go somewhere that looked like it was opened up and you didn't have the look of fear on everybody's faces and they were moving around like they were and like shit was normal and whatnot. I was not mad at that man for that. Miami thrived during the C-19. Florida thrived. That's a fact. You can't have it. You know, this ain't Burger King. We can't have everything our way. So as much of there's cons to some of them, there's pros. It balances itself out. It balances itself out. They didn't mandate the mask. They didn't really push the Jabbington too tough. Versus what them other people was doing. I'm not mad at that. Oh, he don't like black people. You don't like them either. You niggas is Cleopatra? You trying to be liked by everybody? You trying to be liked by everybody? Do you like yourself? If you like yourself, it don't matter if you don't like you. Fall in love with yourself. If your mama love you and your baby mama love you, then you good. You shouldn't be wanting, what the fuck it look? Oh, DeSantis doesn't like me. He don't need to like you. Pay your taxes, nigga, and keep it moving. Y'all want to be liked. That's not how this game works. We've been going through this shit since Ronald Reagan. You don't know how they play this game? You don't know the political game by now? DeSantis favors theater. Now, if you're a part of the people that he's coming for, that don't got nothing to do with over here. So you take that fight over there with your people. You know what I'm talking about? If he's coming at your people, your whoever it is, if you a diehard Democrat or whatever, if you niggas is Walt Disney ticket holders, I don't know. Whatever you want to identify with, first of all, that's ego. Because you're none of that. And second of all, shit. If you want to wear that, then wear it. You know what I mean? But for the majority of us, we don't give a fuck. We could care less. We know what they up to. We know what they about, right? His favorite theatrical routine is fanning the flames of the culture war, passing a 6-week abortion ban, anti-woke legislation, and the so-called Don't Say Gay law, attacking Disney, the Special Olympics, and social media companies, suspending a twice-elected prosecutor, and transporting Texas migrants to Massachusetts while claiming with a straight face that it was done to protect Floridians. You know what I mean? I don't take none of that shit personal. Keep going. Keep fucking pushing them buttons. You know what I mean? Keep fighting back. It's called bipartisan politics for a reason. Once again, as an observer, all I could do is laugh. The shit is funny. I love white people going at each other. It's like it's almost like a Mandingo war, nigga. It's like Mandingo wrestling. I'm sitting here eating vegan Skittles, watching a Mandingo wrestle. It's a lovely thing to see. You know? It's a lovely thing to see. Because there needs to be some type of balance. There has to be some checks and balances. The one side can't go running crazy without being checked by the other side, right? And if the Democrats did not have no type of Republicans to stop them, they would run this shit into the motherfucking bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. I promise you. They would run this shit. You think it's crazy now. You think it's crazy now. Yeah, not Mandingo wrestling. My bad. Gringo wrestling. Know what I'm talking about? I like to see gringo wrestling. You know, it's a updated version of bum fights. I don't have no problem with that. I'm not taking that shit personally. You know what I'm talking about? I'm pushing them niggas into the ring. World Star. Y'all be holding these people too close to your hearts, man. Shit. Let them fight. I don't got nothing to do with him coming after Disney, nigga. I don't hold no tickets in Disney. I don't have no vested interest in Walt Disney World. Burn that shit down to the ground if need be. I don't care. Wasn't they trafficking children? Wasn't it pedo rings in Disney? Right? Wasn't there all kind of iniquities going on inside of Walt Disney World? Wasn't this nigga about to be thawed out so he could go do shit? Come on now. I don't have no problem with Disney. You know? The only issue I got is you Florida drill rappers. You know what I'm saying? They giving you niggas natural life with no parole. That's the only thing about Florida that I can't stand is when I seen them sentence the niggas that killed XX Tentacion. That the judge said there is no parole in Florida. I was like, damn. There's no parole in Florida. And he gave them boys life. And he was like, you have no way to go on parole. There's no parole. So you will be in jail for your whole life. Right? So that's the only discrepancy that I have is that they sending out people up that look like Kodak Black for life. But you niggas shouldn't be doing the shit that y'all doing in the first place. Stop killing each other. Stop robbing each other. Stop kicking down each other's doors. Stop burning each other. You know what I mean? Torching each other. Stop shooting each other with AR-15s and shit like that. Stop the bullshit. Stop preying on each other. Stop carjacking mamas and whatnot. Stop being fucking savages. And then you probably, stop selling crack to each other and fentanyl, and you probably wouldn't even be in the scopes of the motherfucking Florida Police Department. Start there. Start there. Yeah, I'm saying the niggas that kill XXX, they deserve life. They deserve life. You feel me? It just when I heard it, I just was like, not really for them. It raised the awareness that Florida is giving out life with no parole, right? And there's other melanated brothers and sisters who fucked up when they were young because Florida culture. Let's not play retarded with it. The culture is gunplay, this murder, kill. You know what I mean? It's a super hyper violent culture. And you niggas in Florida, y'all special. I'm gonna just say special and leave it at that for your interpretation. Y'all different. The men and women. I guess it's the alligators that I don't know what the fuck it is, but y'all different. Y'all are different. Get off them pills. Y'all need to shake that lifestyle. Get off that coke. Straighten the fuck up. Y'all throwing your lives away for nothing, for Gucci belts. Niggas is bugging. You know? So here, you know, it's a culture war. I mean, how many times can I say it? It's a culture war. It's a culture war. You know? Yeah, for the niggas that's knuckle draggers, you know, that shit comes with a you know what I mean? That knuckle dragger shit, it comes with something. You signed up for that. Just know that if you living in Florida and you fucking around, natural life, niggas. Natural life. Governor DeSantis. He got something waiting for your ass. Natural life. You might want to step differently. You know? Whatever happened to that polite rape case? Anybody know? Okay, so here's his lieutenant in the culture war. He got a hitter named Chris Rufo, right? Chris Rufo. And he's tweeting about critical race theory is falling. It's in, but not the end is coming, right? So, you know, they're attacking critical race theory and things of that nature. And, you know, for the parents, they want their children to learn about them coming on boats and shit. You're going to have to push for that. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to have to push for that. I'm not teaching my child that. So I'm not a part of the critical race theory. I'm not teaching my 3-year-old that niggas came on boats only. I'm giving him the whole fucking spectrum. Okay? I'm gonna give him the boat story, but I'm gonna also give him the story of us being here. You feel me? That's why I'm giving it up. So here's Cole, right? The store called Cole. If you want to start shorting the stock right now, start it, because apparently they're the next ones to feel the motherfucking heat. And I'm talking about they the next ones to feel the heat. You feel me? Let me see if I can get back on this microphone. Pause. Check, check, check. All right, let me see. Let me change the audio.
Check, check, check. Can you hear me? Is how we sounding? How we sounding? No. Yeah, so Cole, right? Cole. They the new talk. They got their eyes on Cole, right? They facing a boycott, right? And they saying that it's time for a bud lighting on them. You said it's still fuzzy. Damn, Gina, what's that about? Staticky? All right, let me stop it there. Shit crazy, man.
All right, we had to change that. I was trying to get on the good audio and whatnot. How we sounding better though? Sounding better? I thought I could go back. I thought it was clear. I thought the coast was clear. I didn't know. I did not know. But we good now, right? Okay. So let's continue going. I'm not gonna have you out here too long and whatnot. We almost at the 3-hour mark. Let me wrap this shit the fuck up. We've been here for a minute. So as you can see, The fuckery just continues and continues. No one, look, onesies should be off limits to flying any flag if it's not RBG niggas. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But on Juneteenth, are we going to see the same outpouring of RBG flags all over these goddamn stores? I'm wondering. Are we going to see the same thing in these stores during Juneteenth? Because ain't June Pride Month, but it's the same month as fucking Juneteenth. So if they rolling this shit out in May, you know what I'm talking about? They rolling this is May. We're not in June. It's already in the stores. Where's the Juneteenth shit at? This Pride Month is not a recognized holiday. I didn't know about it. I might have slept through that one. Juneteenth is a federally recognized. It's a day off, niggas. Where's their flags at? Where's RBG flags? Where's the red, black, and green at? Why are we watching this shit right here? What's this about? Where is the pride for Juneteenth? Okay. For all of my stock market people, like I said, short that stock. Get your bread and send me some. Short the stock. You know what I mean? Because they coming for them. They coming for them. They coming for all of these companies. North Face is about to get hit with some licks. Let's see what's up with North Face. Right? North Face, right? A little girl. She hasn't been able to chew. She's a little girl. She's a little girl. Right? Here goes the baby onesie set for $9.99, right? They got a bodysuit, a community pride bodysuit set. The fuck? I thought they don't even like babies. The fuck is that about? They're anti-children. Oh, the brat. Yeah, but still in all. They don't procreate. Now the animals is gay. PetSmart. What the fuck does a sexual preference have to do with a pet though? Now they made the pets gay. What are we doing here? So could we get my thing is this, no disrespect, right? Could we get because if they put RBG on these dogs and whatnot, they put red, black, and green, right? To commemorate Juneteenth. People will have a heart attack. You know that they would. They would have a conniption all across America. Oh my goodness. But I'm wondering, why not? If that's the case, let's get the RBG dog bones and whatnot. If y'all going out for the fucking rainbow people. But as you can see, this is all coming from the top down. I showed you what Vanguard and BlackRock is doing. So now you have no question about why you're seeing an influx of this. I remember asking myself questions in 2020. Why am I seeing this everywhere? Why is the Gap? Why is Target doing it? Why is the Gap doing it? You know, the whole 34th Street was lit up like that, right? Summer of Pride, the North Face, right? What the fuck does Pride have to do with North Face? So they going after North Face. That's another stock that you could short because they stocks are going to fall a little bit, not maybe as much as Target, but they're going to take a considerable hit. They're going to take a considerable hit. Okay. A Republican congresswoman demanded that shoppers boycott any product North Face has ever made. Okay. So they put a drag queen as their spokesperson, right? Bud Light 24 packs are going for $3.49 as sales tank. A 24 pack. Where the water boys at? Somebody call up the water boys in Atlanta. This summer, them niggas need to sell some. I wish I would have took that to the Jazz Fest. $3.50. Do you know what that means? If a company is selling a 24-pack, nigga, not a 12-pack, not a 6-pack. I mean, I don't even think you could get quarter waters, 24 of them for $3.49. Yeah, they got their ass whooped by Redneck America, by Redneck Twitter, nigga. Right? They did something that you niggas could never do. They came together and they stood on fucking business. They stood on business. Okay? They stood on business and they sank the fucking stocks of this company and they folded them. Right? This is what folded looks like. During an inflation, we're in inflation, shit is going up. These niggas is selling a 24-pack for $3.50. Okay? This shit look crazy. The rednecks was like, hell no. Hell to the no. They went crazy on this shit. They was like, not me. I'm not holding that. We, you know, Bud Light is like a fucking, you know, it's like, that's like, you know, that shit wrestlers drink. They drink that shit at the truck stops. Imagine these niggas with their fucking cowboy boots on, chewing on tobacco and whatnot, and then they gotta break out a rainbow Bud Light during a hockey game. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Y'all gonna have me hanging out with the country singers this summer because it ain't safe over at the black barbecue. You niggas is too weird for me. It's too zesty over there. You don't stand for nothing. So one of the advocates that they have on the side of the quote unquote culture wars, right? One of the main advocates of the culture wars before DeSantis is our buddy Elon Musk. Okay? Elon Musk is at war with the left because if you don't know by now, Elon Musk is a right winger. Okay? Elon Musk is a right winger. All right? And he's going to show his fangs this election run. You'll see him show his fangs during this election season. He's going to let you know who he is. And once again, no offense. I don't, like I said, I'm not invested in the politics like that. So I don't give a fuck what anybody is because you niggas is on both sides is confused as hell. To be honest with you, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Pick a side. But whatever side you pick, use two wings of a vulture. It don't matter. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know, but he's going against woke. He's going against woke. He's mostly going against woke corporate culture or woke corporations through Twitter and shit like that. That's why he bought Twitter and ransacked it. Okay. He's against like George Soros and shit like that, the meddling from that side and you know the hand that Tel Aviv and all of them play in this shit. That's what he's going after. Big media and shit like that. Right. So now he's going after OpenAI and he's creating a woke chatbot or woke large language model, woke LLM to go after ChatGPT, right? That's what Elon Musk is going to be behind something called Truth GPT, because he said that big tech is woke, it's too woke. That's why he went to Texas. He left Silicon Valley and he ran over there to Austin, Texas, and whatnot. That's not broken wrist, quote unquote, children smuggling Democrats in Austin. Those is white boys that'll hop off of a horse with a 6-shooter and shoot you right through your motherfucking eyes. You know what I mean? Those are shit kickers over there. Those are cowboys and whatnot. Those are Texans. That's where he went. Okay, so he's gonna lead the quote unquote culture war against woke through big tech, and DeSantis will lead it through the political realm, right? Through the GOP. And there'll be a double pronged attack against the quote unquote. And as you, well, homie got renditioned and cloned and whatnot, Kanye was easily leaning to the right. And he was a part of the culture wars. That whole fucking rant, his whole 1 month rant, all the way up to the Alex Jones show, was an anti-woke campaign. Right? It was an anti-woke campaign. He was banging on the left. That's what Ye was doing. And he was exposing who? When he was exposing the small hats, that's the left. That's the liberals. That's the fucking that's the people at the top of the woke shit. That's them. That's who he was going after. You know? So yeah, this is just more shirts that they're pushing, you know, to children, right? Once again, if you're an adult, you wear whatever you want to wear. I'm not policing your outfits and whatnot. But when you put it on children and make them your billboards and whatnot, so they could be your quote unquote, and you're grooming children into this lifestyle through fashion and whatnot, and you're putting these messages out there, I think that that's a little inappropriate. And pride doesn't go well in a family store like Target. Target is for families, right? Not to say that LGBT people are not families and whatnot. However, families with woman, man, child. So how the fuck are you gonna have come on. Families, y'all. Okay? Families. Okay? The mockery of the religions. It goes back to what I was saying. This is a culture war. They're mocking the religions because of what the religions probably have done to them. They're mocking the religions because the religions mock them. They're going against their counterculture to the religions because the religions play a very important part in their origin stories. All right? This is not something that they're just happenstancely throwing on a fucking nun's outfit because they want to troll nuns and whatnot. They're coming back for the church. They're coming for them. Okay? They're coming for them. And you can only imagine why. Right? Elon Musk is a right-wing culture warrior above all else. The Twitter boss is using the intellectual dark web's disingenuous playbook, claiming to be a more moderate while spouting far-right conspiracy theories and vicious rhetoric, right? So this is an opinion piece on Elon and whatnot. You know, like I say, what these magazines are all left liberal, not all of them, but the majority of them are left liberal leaning with agendas attached to them. So you really can't, you got to be very careful when you read these headlines and these hit pieces and whatnot, because they're not going to speak favorably. They're always going to be leaning towards their agenda. Okay. So here it is. He's bringing the culture wars to AI, and he's rallying against woke AI. You know what I mean? And he's criticizing open AI, and he wants to come out with his own. He wants to challenge them with his own platform, even though he was responsible for open AI in the beginning, but they fell out, and then they took off with Microsoft. So now he's going to become their competition. Okay. Elon Musk steps up the culture war. Tesla billionaire CEO turned conservative icon tries to reframe woke people. That's on February 22nd. You know what I mean? So just look for him to play a big role in the culture wars moving forward. He's already playing a big role. He's already playing a big role. You just don't know that there's a culture war. You probably don't know what the fuck that means, but he's already a big player and whatnot. So he is going to be behind DeSantis. Like I said, he was the one who was there when he made his announcement. I wouldn't put it behind him for even being a quote unquote contender as a vice president candidate. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what their intentions are, but I do know what I'm seeing. And that will be part one. This is part one of this quote unquote the 2023 culture wars. This is only part one. I will be back with a part two. You know what I mean? It doesn't end right here. I'm just giving you some of the frameworks and the foundations and some things to kind of like look out for, you know, in the future, because it's not going to stop. It's not going to go away. You know what I mean? It's not just going to evaporate and go away. Culture wars turn into civil wars eventually. So with that being said, you know, I want to thank everybody for their time. We were being in this building for 3 hours. You know, a lot of time that we spent together. I appreciate y'all. You know, hopefully we all learn something from this demonstration and whatnot. And you know, like I said, there's more. And let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the top. There's a sale going on. Check us out. 50% off on our store, KTL University. That's where all of our workshops, our lectures, and everything is. Go and get American Gods. Go and get Fear of Black and More Messiah. Go and get Win in Rome. All of the stuff that I talked about earlier, we cover that. Not to the we cover the beginning, the origins of things like that, so you'll understand how things are where they are right now and whatnot. Or if you want to get in some technology and whatnot, you can snatch up the Evolution Will Be Digitized. Or if you want to get on your business and your quote unquote entrepreneurial or your stream chasers, we have Strive and Thrive. We have the Conscious Industry 2020. We also have a few other lectures that deal with the quote unquote business aspects of how you could become an entrepreneur. And we have some AI lectures up there as well. So take full advantage. It's only available for 24 hours and whatnot. And also for my Patreons, make sure that y'all are in class this Sunday. It's going to be our last Sunday with our good brother Chicago Crypto. Yeah. So with that being said, oh yeah, let me leave the Cash App. You know, I'm talking about if y'all want to leave a little something, you know, it's all good. It ain't today a holiday. It's a Memorial Day. Shout out all of my shooters on the front line. You know what I mean? All of my scholars, you know, because we at war too. I engage in what is called intellectual warfare. I'm a soldier. I'm a general on that front lines. So we put our lives at risk for the American people on a constant basis to get this information out there and things of that nature, you know, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, love and light to the family. I appreciate y'all. We will be getting back to you. Melanin Mondays, 2:42, signing out. We will see you at Third Eye Thursdays. Love and light. Oh yeah, let me play. Let me end it with the with some music. Up in the gumbo. And y'all was excellent tonight. I just want to leave y'all with that. Thank y'all for, you know, I was feeding off of the energy. Thank you for adding on, you know what I mean? And giving me the good energy that I was able to feed off of. That was highly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. That's that part. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. Let's end it with red opals. And I will see you soon.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking the gumbo. Few blocks before rain yet, up in the jungle, caught in the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the mentor. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crash and feather the feds. Morris the fashion, horse we was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4, it was blasting, mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon it formed against me was me. Perfected the storm, it's Bentley receipts. Washing the benches, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded the bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting.